Okay, so this tutorial is going to teach you how to make a $3,000 business website for pennies on the dollar. So by the end of the video, you'll have a real business website hosted on your own server with your own files that you own, a responsive, mobile-friendly layout that works on iPads, phones, laptops, PCs. You're going to have your own .com, .net, or .org domain name, and you're going to get that for free. You're going to get your own business logo, again, for super cheap. So does a website like this really cost $3,000? Yes, it absolutely does. I own a web design and SEO business, and I can tell you that to get a professionally designed, responsive website that's going to look like the one I'm going to teach you how to make, it absolutely will cost you at a minimum $2,500 to $3,000 at an absolute minimum, and they go all the way up to $10,000. The framework of the website that we're going to create right now on this video is exactly the same as one of these expensive sites. Now remember to stick around until the very end of the video, because I'm also going to show you how I utilize Craigslist in combination with the website to bring in leads for the business every single week. This is the demo site that we're going to create. This is a slider, and what we want to put here is the main thing we want people to see right when they first load the site. This is the second slide, and this is the second thing we want people to see. This is a video background, which you can see looks really cool. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now we've got the logo up in the top left. Now I made this for super cheap. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. We have the home page in the navigation bar along with an about page about the business and 3 different services. So we chose sell, donate, and textbooks, but you can pick whatever 3 services you want for your website. And we have a contact form page where people can contact us and give them some more information about when we're open, where we're located, etc. Next, we have a headline right below the slider that says donate your books or sell them for cash. This is again just something that you want people to see right away. And you could see that each of these 3 circles here are different services that are located right up top. This is just basically a nice way that we can show people really concise what we do, what we offer, and if they click learn more, it'll take them to the corresponding page. If we go down, we have a sell or donate form, and this is just a form where we collect information. You can ask for any information you want from people. We ask for what they have for sale, how many items they have for sale. You could ask things like when's the best time to contact you, when would you like to schedule an appointment, things like that. And then we have some more information to the right with these little icons. You can pick whatever icon you want. And you can also, of course, change fonts, colors, anything you want to change, you can change. And again, we just have an image to the left and then some more information we want people to see with a little call to action at the bottom. Real quickly, the about page is just more information about the business. We have some text on the left along with a slider on the right with 3 images. You could put as many images as you want. If you click the image, it brings up a light show like this, which is really cool, and you can scroll through the images that way. If we go down, we have a little our mission section, and it has a background which you can pick whatever image you want, and you can see the effect when you scroll. The background image moves. And then we have our team, where you can put employees or about the owner or whatever you want to put, or you can leave this out altogether. So the first service page we have set to sell books, and this is where we just put 3 images here, the different things that people can sell. And we have some more information, another little slider, and a form where they can give us some more information about what they might have to sell. Finally, we have frequently asked questions, where if you click on these, it'll expand the section and they can learn some more about questions they might need answered. The second service page we have set to donate. So this is just some simple information here. You could scroll down, frequently asked questions, and then we have another form. Textbooks is the third service page, and we have a little effect where if you mouse over, it'll show an X. And if you mouse over this one, it shows a check, which means this is things we buy. These are 2 things we don't buy. You can arrange this page similar, or you can arrange it however you wish. I'm going to show you exactly how to do all that in the tutorial. And then we have a sell textbooks form, which is more specific and gives some more information because we take separate information when we buy textbooks. Okay, and then finally we have a contact page. We have a map here, which kind of shows our location, and you can use this, you cannot use it, it's up to you. And you can also have your email address, phone number, and of course the hours that you want people to be able to contact you. And finally, we have a contact form with some social media profiles. And that is the site that we're going to create. While you're going through this, I have had many people test it, and it does flow from start to finish, and people have been able to do it from start to finish without any real issues in between. But I am going to leave my email below in the description, as well as show it to you on the screen right now. It's jim@jimpickens.com. If you have any questions or have any issues at all going through this tutorial, you can email me with your question. All I need you to do is email me the login info for your website along with your question so that I can go in and look and try to see what's going on. And I will try to help you out as best I can and get back to you in a timely manner. So there are a few different ways to go through the tutorial. The most efficient ways are the first ways that I'm going to show you right now. The first one is to use two monitors, one monitor with the tutorial playing and the other monitor you doing the steps. So if you have two monitors, this is always a really good option, and it's going to make sure you go through the tutorial really quickly. If that's not possible, what you can do is use an iPad or a laptop to play the tutorial while you do the steps on your computer monitor. So that's a second option. If you don't have an extra computer or laptop, another option would be to open two web browsers and resize them, play the tutorial in one, and do the tutorial steps in the other. This works a lot better if you have a really big screen, like a 27-inch or bigger iMac or something like that. But if you don't have any of these things, then you can always just tab between the tutorial video and doing the steps. It'll take a little bit longer, but it'll still do the job. All right, so what do you need to create this website? You only need a few things. The first thing you need is to use Firefox to create the website. So you get that at firefox.com, just download it, install it. Should be super simple. It's a free browser. It just works the best. And please trust me on this. There's a spot in the tutorial, more than one spot, where if you don't have Firefox, things aren't really going to line up. So please download that. You're going to need web hosting. The web hosting that I'm going to recommend is web hosting that has been tested for business owners, that has been proven to be 99.99% reliable throughout the year. It's really cheap. It's less than $5 per month. You pay for the year up front, and you get a free .com, .org, .net, whichever you want, domain name included with it. So you need Firefox, you need web hosting, which is less than $5 per month, pay for the year up front. This is business web hosting. That means it's super reliable. It's been tested, 99.999% uptime. It's going to be up all throughout the year. Don't cheap out on this, okay? And you might think, well, am I already cheaping out on it at $4.89 per month? The reason you're getting it at that rate is because I worked out a deal with the company. Normally it would be a little bit more. You're going to need a domain name. The domain name is free with the web hosting. And you're going to need a premium WordPress theme. And the cost of that's $59. The only things that cost any money are going to be the web hosting at less than $5 per month, and premium WordPress theme, which is $59 one time. This is what everyone's using right now. Using the premium WordPress theme with really good hosting. That's all you need. And I'm going to show you how to do this from start to finish. Okay, so if you follow the link that I gave you, it's going to bring you to InMotion Hosting's website, and it will bring up 3 different plans: Launch, Power, and Pro. If you only plan on making 1 to 2 websites, Launch is just fine. Power, you can make up to 6 websites, and Pro, I believe, is unlimited. So it's up to you which one you want to pick. For most people's purposes, Launch is just fine, so you just click on order now. And keep in mind, when you follow the link I gave you, because I worked something out with the web host, I was able to get people 38% off. So use the link I gave you if you want the discount. If you don't use the link, then it's going to cost you more. So click on order now. And this is basically, it just pretty much asks you 2 years or 1 year. So you pay for a year up front, and but it's only like $5 a month. So it's a really good deal because you get the domain for free as well. So we're just going to pick 12 months, hit continue, and it's going to say I would like to purchase a new domain. So you want to leave that checked, but you're actually going to get it for free, so you don't have to, you're not actually purchasing anything. Here you want to put in the domain name that you want for your business, okay? So I'm going to put in something fictional like Tom's Small Business.com, and you can also choose between .com, .net, .org, .biz, .info, and .us. I would recommend picking one of the top three. So if you find that the domain name you want is not available, you can just try, try .net, try .org. I wouldn't use the bottom three though. So once you've chosen that, hit continue. Now this is just going to ask you if you want to upgrade, just hit continue. You could skip this. Okay, so now it's going to ask you max speed zone. So if you're on the East Coast of the United States, or if you happen to live in Africa, Europe, or South America, then you want to pick East. If you live in Asia, Australia, or of course live on the West Coast of the United States, then you want to pick West. If you live somewhere that I didn't mention, you can look at a world map and just see where your location is in comparison to the East or West Coast of the US and pick the one that's closest. You could also pick not sure, and then when you're done with checkout, I believe they will recommend one for you based on your location. So then you just fill out all your information here. Domain privacy. So when you get a .com or a .net or whatever, it's going to show your name, your address, your phone number for people that choose to look into it. It's something called the domain whois lookup. If that's something that you don't want people to have, then you can add the privacy for $10 a year. It's up to you. If you have a business location and business phone number, I would just put that. But if it's your home address, then I understand why you might want to do it. But for now, we're just going to pick no thanks. For this, we're going to leave it at no thanks. Credit card info, you simply put in this. And you could see that for the domain and for a full year of hosting, the total price is only $67.12, which is phenomenal. Especially for a domain or a web host of this caliber. So then you just want to hit I agree, and then you hit purchase account, and then they might phone verify, like they might call you and verify that you're really the one that ordered. So if that happens, just wait for that to happen. It shouldn't take long. And then once everything is done and verified, then you can move on to the next step of the video. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do after you have the hosting is we need to get the theme for the website. Okay, so the theme we're going to use is called BE theme. What you're going to want to do is click the link right here, and it's going to bring you to this website right here. You're going to want to go to WordPress popular items, and you're going to see BE theme responsive multi-press WordPress theme. You're going to want to click on the little shopping cart symbol right here, and it's going to ask you select the license. You're going to want to pick regular, and for support just leave it at 6 months. You're not going to need support for any of this, so then you want to hit add to cart. It's going to say item added to your cart, and you're going to want to hit go to checkout. It's going to show you your shopping cart right here, and you're just going to want to hit checkout. Okay, so it has my info in here already, but if you don't have an account, you're just going to have to put in your name, just some basic info, and then you can pick, a payment method, whether you want to use credit card, PayPal. You can use, multiple forms of payment. And then once you're done and you bought the theme, what you're going to want to do is go to right up here where your username is, and you're going to want to go to Downloads, and you want to go to BE Theme, click on Download, and you're going to want to go to Installable WordPress File Only. That's going to download to your hard drive, and then that's it for this part of the tutorial. Then we move on to actually installing WordPress and installing the theme. Good news, because you've pretty much completed 2 of the main steps in the process, and those are the only things that you have to buy. Everything else from here on out, I'm going to give you free options for everything. Just so you know, all the images on my demo site are free. All you have to do is go to InMotionHosting.com. You're going to want to click on AMP Login, and you're going to want to put in your email and password that you set up when you signed up for the web hosting. You're going to want to hit Login. And now you're just going to scroll down a little bit and click on cPanel. Once that opens up, scroll all the way to the bottom. Click on WordPress. Click on Install. You're going to want to leave all this set. Your domain should be the one that you chose. If you don't see it here, click this button and you should see it. If for some reason you don't, you're going to want to contact InMotion support, and they should be able to help you out with that. In directory, leave blank. Database, leave it. Leave the database name, table prefix, all that. Now site name, you're going to want to change to whatever business that you are making. If you're a chiropractor, then you're going to want to put the name of your chiropractor business. If you are making a book website, I'm just going to put my fictional name of Onyx Book Recycling. Under site description, you're going to put what your business is about. I'm just going to put we buy used books. Leave this unchecked. Admin username. Put something here that you're going to remember. I'm just going to put Jim Pickens. Admin password. You want to put something with capital and lowercase letters and some numbers or symbols in there. So I'm just going to put Jim Pickens. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, but with symbols. And you want it to be strong. So you want it to be in the green for your password. So for admin email, I'm just going to put Jim Pickens at onyxbookrecycling.com. Language, we're going to leave it English. Limit login attempts, we're going to click on advanced options, and we're going to want to check on auto upgrade and auto upgrade WordPress plugins. Now, email installation details, put this to an email that you already have. So I'm just going to put Jim at jimpickens.com, hit install. And it's going to go through a progress bar right here. Should take no more than a minute or 2, maybe even sooner than that. And it's going to email all the installation details to the email that you put in earlier. So all your login info, password, where you log in, all that stuff's going to be sent to your email. Okay? So it's going to say congratulations, software was installed successfully. So what you're going to want to do is click on this link right here, administrative URL. You are going to want to put the login and password that you set before. If you forgot, it should be in the email. You could hit remember me, hit login. You could hit remember on your browser if you want to. And now we're in. So now all we have to do is install the theme that we downloaded before, and we do that very simply by going to Appearance, Themes. You're going to want to click Add New, Upload Theme, hit Browse, and you're going to want to find the file that you downloaded before. It should be Themeforest, and it should have a number, and then it should say BE theme, WordPress theme. And you're just going to want to double click that, hit install now, and that's going to install the theme. So just give it a minute or 2 while it goes through all that. Once it's done installing, it should look just like this. It should say theme installed successfully. And if you have a warning down here, you can ignore it. It's irrelevant. It's not going to affect anything. You're going to want to click on Activate. It's going to bring you right here. It'll say New Theme Activated. Now right here, you're going to see a message. This theme requires the following plugins. So you're going to want to hit Begin Installing Plugins. Click this check mark up here and click on Install. Hit Apply. That's going to install all the plugins that the theme needs to function. So that should only take a minute or two to install all the plugins. It'll say all installations have been completed. Once again, you might see a warning. If you do, don't worry about it. If you don't, that's good too. Okay, so this is finished installing, so you should still be on this screen right here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is click on Return to Required Plugins Installer. Click this checkbox right here, and you're going to want to click Bulk Actions and go to Activate. Hit Apply. And this is going to turn on all of the plugins we just installed. Okay, so right after you activate the plugins, you should see this screen right here. It should say the following plugins were activated successfully, and it'll list off all the plugins to the right. Now, once that's done, we have to install the demo data for that theme that we want to use as a starting point. Okay, so we want to go to Appearance and go to Demo Data, Import Demo. We want to select Copywriter because that was the name of it. For attachments, we want to hit Import Attachments. We don't really need to do this, but we're gonna check that. Hit Import Demo Data. Okay, so once you do that, it should say all done. Have fun. So that's how you know that you completed that. And just to make sure that everything works as it should, if you go right here where the name of your website is, say Visit Site, right click that and open it in a new tab. And it should look like this. Okay, now you're going to see an error slider with this alias copywriter not found. So we don't care about that because we're going to change the slider anyway. But if we scroll down, we can see that all the demo data is here. Now we're not going to use any of this, okay? But we do like the framework, right? The framework does look good, so we're going to use that. So the next step is we're going to make the home page, right? The very first page that people see when they first visit the website. So there's a few things you could see right away that we have to change. So the first thing is we have to get a logo, right? We need a business logo to put here. So if you took a look at the demo site I made, you can see the name is Onyx Book Recycling, okay? Now I actually got this logo done for 10 bucks. And I didn't just get this, I actually got two different ones I could choose from, which is actually what I always recommend you do because it's just better to have options. And you can see here's the slider that I made. This is a video, by the way. This video only costs $8. And this is just a picture, right? So you don't have to get the videos. The videos is just an extra effect, okay? But this is just a picture. It's a free picture. I'm going to show you how to go about getting free pictures, or if you want to get some of the paid ones, I'm going to show you how to do that too. So you could see here, this is pretty much completely different from the way the demo looked. I pretty much just deleted everything. I got rid of the footer. I put a little call to action down here with a link. So we're going to go through how to make this from top to bottom. Okay, so the very first thing that we should probably do is get ourselves a logo. So that's what I'm going to go over right now. What you want to do is go to fiverr.com, and you're going to want to find someone who is willing to do a business logo for you. Go to graphics and design, And let's see if they have logos here. Here we go, logo design. Okay. Now, you can pick pretty much anyone, but let's just take a look at this guy just because we're here. So it looks like standard gig is $10. You get 2 revisions, 2-day delivery. Okay. Now you're going to want to make sure you get a PNG file. Okay. You're going to want to make sure you get a transparent logo. That's one thing that you're going to want to make sure you get. And you can see right here, he does include it. Logo transparency, 2 logos included. So you're pretty much paying $5 per logo. It's only 2-day delivery, which is great. And 2 revisions should be enough, okay? So if you go down here, it's going to show you everything this guy gives you. You don't get the source file, but you really shouldn't need it. And so like you could take a look at what he's done, and if you liked his work, then you could order from this guy. Just from looking at it, I mean, a couple of these are okay. Yeah, I mean, not terrible, right? So not too bad. So if you like this guy, you're just going to want to go and, create a Fiverr account if you don't already have one. If you have a Facebook account, you can just use your Facebook account to sign in and order a logo. Now, there is one thing that you want to tell them when you order your logo to make sure it comes out the way we want. I want to give him the address to my website, and I want to tell him that the logo that he makes needs to look good and fit within the header of the website. And when you give them that website and they can physically see it, you're going to notice that the logo comes out looking way better, and it's just going to fit, and you're not going to have to do modifications, and it's just going to be the easiest possible way. And that's how I ended up with a logo like this, which I thought came out pretty good. So go with someone that offers at least 2 designs. Make sure you're going to get a PNG transparent file in the end, and make sure that when you make the order, you give them your website address and tell them that the logo has to fit within the header. Okay? And with those 3 things, you should end up within a couple days having a great logo for the website. Okay? So while they work on that though, what we're going to do is we're going to go through setting up the website until that logo is finished. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to start with is the slider. We're just going to go top to bottom. Okay? So this is called a Revolution slider, and this is really top of the line slider. So the Revolution slider lets you make sliders like this, where you can put video background. This is a video background right here. Okay, you can see the text comes in like that. Here's another video. I'm also going to show you where to get these videos if you wanted to. You could also record your own if you really want to be creative. And this is just an image, and this was using what's called a Ken Burns effect. You could see it's kind of zooming out, and it's this really nice effect, and it's built into the slider. So this is a really great plugin. Okay, so you're going to need images for your website. There are multiple ways you can get photos. First, the free way. So there are 2 different ways that you can get photos for free that work reasonably well. The first one is to use Creative Commons images. Okay, so what you're going to want to do for that is go to google.com. You're going to want to search for Creative Commons images, and the very top non-ad result should be the one we're looking for right here, CC search. You're going to want to click on that. You're going to want to uncheck modify, adapt, or build upon, and here you just want to type in what you're looking for. So I'll just type chiropractor, let's say, for example. And there are only really a couple here that really work well from my experience, and those 2 are Google Images or Flickr. So first, let's try Flickr. And what this is going to do is going to bring up all the images on Flickr that you are able to legally use on your website. So the second way will be Google Images. So click on Google Images, and it will bring up, and here we go. Now you could also go to Google Images directly. The only thing you need to do is make sure you click on Search Tools And right here, you're going to want to go to labeled for reuse. And when you select that, that's how you know that the images you're able to use on the website. Never use images you just find on the web. There are businesses that exist simply to profit off of unsuspecting website and blog owners that simply put an image up thinking it's harmless. It's not. You could be sued and have to pay thousands of dollars. So make sure that you do it this way, and this should be a pretty safe way of getting free images. The second way to get free images is to simply do a search for royalty-free images. Now, the only problem with some of these are they're not really all that great, okay? But nonetheless, all the pictures that I found for my demo site were free using the two methods that I just showed you, okay? So I would first try the free method, see if you can find what you're looking for. If you can't really find what you're looking for, then we can move on to one of the paid methods. And there's only one paid site that I recommend, because a lot of the image sites that cost a fee are ridiculously overpriced. So there's only one site that I found that I think is pretty reasonably priced, and that site is Fotolia.com. I'll give you the link right here. Let's say we're looking for chiropractor. Now we can see there is quite a difference between the quality of these photos and what we were getting from the free searches, right? These are really high quality images, and that's just what you get when you pay money. Now the good news is it's not all that expensive. If you wanted to go down this route, what you could do is purchase an image pack. Basically, you can also get 20% off your first order. I would definitely recommend you do that. I've used Fotolia a lot, and they are definitely very fairly priced. So the one that I usually go with, and probably all you'll need for this, is to do this one right here. 20 medium or 10 extra large images. Medium should be big enough for 99% of cases. So you're going to want to pick this one. That's going to give you 20 images for $32. Now if you compare that to a lot of these other sites, that is really good. So you would go to buy it if that's what you were looking for, and simply leave these two checked. You're going to want to do 1 month. Probably you're not going to want more than that. You're going to want to hit buy, and you get 20% off. So that's the route, the only paid route I would recommend, because everything else is really, really overpriced. Okay, so since we are going to be creating the page from top to bottom, the first thing that we want to create is the slider. So what you want to do is scroll down and go to Slider Revolution and click on Slider Revolution. You want to click on New Slider. You're going to want to leave Default Slider checked. Under Navigation, you're going to want to enable arrows. The arrow style you can change if you want, but I'm going to leave it. Visibility, you're going to want to check to no. We only want it to show when people mouse over. Collapse that. Okay, so this is where you enter the title. I'm just going to type main, tab off, type main again. Keep scrolling down. Standard slider is fine, auto is fine. And for the grid size, we're going to change 868 to 676, because we don't want it to be too big. We're going to want to keep scrolling down, and everything else is fine. Hit Save Settings. So we're going to want to click on slide 1 right here. And we are going to want to set a background image. So this is where you want to find an image, and you're going to want to make sure that it is large enough for the slider. I'm going to hit Change Image. Now if you're following along with the demo I made, you're going to want to go to Upload Files, select Files, and you're going to want to upload the picture called college.jpg. So simply double click that. Now, since we're creating a book website, we want to change the title and alt text to something that's relevant. So I'm going to put sell textbooks CT because I live in a small state. If you live in a large state, you're going to want to put your area. So if you were in California in the LA region, you'd put sell textbooks Los Angeles. And in alt text, I'm just going to put the same thing but slightly different. Textbooks in Connecticut. And this is just for SEO purposes. Hit insert. And there we go. Now we have a background image. Now we're going to add an effect. It's called Ken Burns. Click on to enable it. We're going to set the scale from 120 to 100. So it's going to start zoomed in and then it's going to slowly zoom out. We're going to change this to power 0 ease in. Hit save. Okay. So now we have to add in the elements to the slide. So the first thing that I want to add is a box. Okay, so we're going to add layer, go to shape, and we're going to set the background to black, and we're going to change this from 0.5 to 0.4, and that's the opacity. So the lower the number, the more transparent it is, and this is fine. Hit add. And here's our box. You can see right through it, which is great because you could still see the background image. Now we want to make this large enough. So what we're going to do is drag this down so that the top left corner is right at that girl's eye. Okay, now if you're using a different image, just kind of eyeball it. And you're going to want to drag this out so that the top right is at that blonde girl in the background's forehead. You want the bottom right at this girl's shoulder, and the bottom left right at this girl's chest right here, right above the book. Okay, this is just about the right size. Now if we scroll up right here, we're going to click this, which is going to align it in the center, and this, which is going to align it vertically right in the middle. Okay, so that's perfect. Now we want to add some text. We're going to go to add layer, text. Now here we're going to type something about our business. Since this is about books, we are going to put got textbooks, question mark, hit the check mark, drag this in. Now we're going to change some settings. Under style, you can just hit this little button. It's going to show everything. For font size, we're going to change this to 46. We're going to also change this line height to 46. We're going to change the font weight to 900, which is going to make it more bold. And it's looking better. Now let's set the font. This is all the Google fonts loaded, and we're going to scroll all the way down to R. And we're going to pick Roboto. Click on that, and all of a sudden, here we go. Now we can simply center it. Click Align Center. There we go. That looks pretty good. Now there's one thing that we can also add to kind of give it a little more effect. So it's just one simple little line of code. Just click on Advanced CSS. Click on Layer. And the code is text-shadow : 3px for 3 pixels, 3 pixels again, number 0, and we're going to do the color black, and then a semicolon. Hit save, and you can see it has a nice little effect here. It has a little shadow in the background now, which looks really nice. Okay, so now we need another thing of text. So we don't have to go through all that again. Luckily, all we have to do is go right here to duplicate it. Put this down a little bit right here and double click it to change the text. going to put something that's relevant for your business, but I'm going to put we pay top dollar, period. The check mark. And once again, hit this to make sure it's centered. Maybe I'll drag it down just a little bit. Maybe I'll drag both down just a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now all we have to do is add a button. So we are going to go to Add Layer, Button, and this is all fine. We're going to leave this like this for now. I'm going to click this top left one right here. Okay. Drag this down here, and let's change some of the settings here. Let's make the font 21. Same thing for line height. For font weight, we'll put 700. Okay, so that's looking a little better. Maybe we'll make it slightly bigger. We'll make it 23. And we can see right here, if you mouse over it, it turns white. Okay, so now this looks fine, but I'm going to change the background color. So we go to background, color, and if you go over here, you can see it'll turn it into color. I'll just make it this green right here, and this is the opacity, and we're just going to leave it right there. Just click off, and we can see it turn green, and that looks pretty good. Mouse over, and that's so people can easily tell that they are hovering over it. So that looks good. Now just click it. Make sure everything's aligned. Click this little button right here, align center, and that looks good right there. Now, we have to make the button actually do something, right? So we're going to have a page for selling textbooks later on, okay? So we don't have the page yet, but we're going to set it to go there as if we did. So click on the button if you haven't already, and we're going to want to go to Actions. Click the plus sign, click, change to simple link. All you want to do is type, now if this is a service for your business, for instance chiropractic services, you could type /chiropractor services, or simply just /services. Whatever you want this first slide to go to, whatever you want that page to be about, that's how you want to name it. So I'm going to name mine sell-textbooks-ct in the state, because the location is very relevant. Okay. Link target, same window, so we want to open in the same window, and this is all fine. And just like that, we're done. Now, all we have to do is add a little bit of effects here as far as when things come in. So if we click this box right here, we want that to come in first, and then we want each line of text and the button to come in right after. So we're going to click on this box. We're going to go to shape down here. We're going to click on this line. Start time, we're going to put in 1,000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. End time, we're going to put right at 9,000 because each slide lasts for 9 seconds. Start speed, we're going to put about 800 milliseconds, and that's good. Click on the next line of text right here, and we're going to set it to 1,300 milliseconds. End time the same, 9,000. Start speed 800 once again. Move on to the next one. We're going to set this to 1,600. Same thing, 9,800. And finally the button. We're going to set this to 1,900. And once again, 9,800 for start speed. Now we're going to want to hit save. And that's our first slide, and we're done. Now there's only one last thing that we have to do to make sure the slide actually comes up. So what you're going to want to do is go to Pages, right click on all pages and open that in a new tab. Go to that tab. You should see Home, and it should say Front Page. You're going to want to click on Edit. You're You're going to want to scroll down quite a bit past all of this stuff right here. Keep on going, and you are going to see slider revolution. Go to select and pick main for the one we just created. Scroll back up, click on update, and you are all set to go. Now all you have to do is click on view page. It's going to load it. And that's our first slide right here. Now if you click on this, it's not going to bring us anywhere because we don't have the page created yet, but it's done. Very simply, it has a nice little effect to it, and pretty soon you should have your logo done. You'll have your logo up in the top left. And now we're going to move on to the second type of slide you can make, which is a video slider. Now this is really great for effect, and it really makes you look just that much more professional. Now unfortunately, most videos are probably going to cost a little bit of money, but the good news is you can get them for really super cheap. You can also use your own phone camera and you can record your own video, and you can do that. This is just for people that want to go that extra step and really get that extra bit of quality on their website. Alright guys, so for the video slider, the first place I would recommend to get your videos is this website right here. Now this website I recommend first because the quality is pretty good. You get a really good high definition video, even though we are going to shrink it later. And you also get it for very cheap. Most of the videos I've gotten on here were only $8. Now, whatever business you happen to have, you could type in anything related to your business that you might want to show a video of, okay? So I've used a chiropractor example. If you're in a doctor's office, you could type doctor's office, for example, and you would see videos come up related to what you do. And these are really cool, and they're just going to make your website look great, right? Your website's just going to look fantastic when you put a video up in the slider. So that's one example. So let's just say we were going for this video right here, which is the one from the demo site. What you want to do is simply click on buy now. You can see the price is only $8. Once you buy it, put in your payment info. You'd want to go up to the top right where your username is, go down to downloads, find the video that you just bought, go to download, and then click on main files. Okay, and that's going to save it to your hard drive, so make sure you save it into a folder that you remember. Once you have the file downloaded, you're going to want to download a program called Handbrake. Okay, that's Hand, B-R-A-K-E. It's available on both Mac and Windows. I'm going to give you the links right here for the download. It's free. Completely free, no fees. Once you have that downloaded, what you're going to want to do, now I'm going to show you this on both Mac and Windows. First Mac, simply open it up. Now you're going to want to pick the movie file that you downloaded, which should be, usually it's a .mov file, but it could be anything. You want to double click it. You can see the size is rather large. Obviously we can't upload a 75 megabyte file to the internet. That's why we're doing this. Double click it. Okay, and now what you're going to want to do is simply click on picture settings. Width, you're going to want to put 820, tab off, and the height will automatically adjust. Click the X. So you're just going to want to put something in here like a letter. I'll put O1B, and then you're simply just going to want to hit start. It's going to go through, and it should take not much time at all. It'll say it's done. Hit OK. Simply open up your Finder window. So you should go to where the video file was saved. And now you could see you have a brand new video file, and it is the right file size and the right dimensions for the website now. And you can see it's under 1 megabyte. So that's great. Okay. So that's all you have to do to convert your video file for your website. Now, there's one final step we have to do. Very simple. Again, if you're on a Mac, What you're going to want to do is open up that video we just created. If you're on Mac, it'll probably open in QuickTime. You're going to want to hit that maximize button on the left, the green button. It's going to make it full screen, okay? So what you're going to want to do is just don't touch your mouse and everything should disappear. So you're going to want to hit Command Shift 3. And what that will do is take a screenshot. And the reason we need this is because we need a still image of the very first frame of the video for the slider. That's done. That'll save to the desktop. And that is all the preparation work we need for the video. If you're on Windows, the steps are pretty much the same. You're going to want to download Handbrake first. Next, you're going to want to open it. This is what you should see. Okay. So you're going to want to click on Source, and that should bring up this window right here. You're going to want to click on File and open the file that you saved off of VideoHive. Once you've done that, you should see the screen right here. And for destination, you're simply going to want to select a destination by hitting Browse. Now the only options we really want to change here is down where it says Picture and where it says Size. You're going to want to, first of all, change anamorphic to none. And then you're going to want to change the width to 820 and tab off. And the height should automatically adjust. Once you've done that, simply click on Start. And it should create the new file for you that's going to be perfectly prepared for the website. Once that's done, all you have to do is open the new MP4 file that it created. And just by double clicking it, it should open your video player. You're going to want to maximize that window so that it's full screen. And once everything's off the screen, you're going to want to do print screen. That's going to take a screenshot of the very first frame of the video, which is what we need for the slider. Once you've done that, you're going to want to open MS Paint. And to do that, you're going to want to hold your Windows key on your keyboard and hit R. And you're going to want to type in MS Paint. That should open the MS Paint program. And then from there, all you're going to want to do is hit Control V. And that should paste the screenshot into MS Paint. You're going to want to go to File, Save. And you're going to want to save it as a JPG image. Okay? And keep that file for later on because we're going to need it for the slider. And now we'll move on to creating the video slider. Okay, so now we're actually going to make the video slide. So what you're going to want to do, if you're not already here, is you're going to want to go back to Slider Revolution and click on Slider Revolution. You're going to want to pick the slider main that we created before, and you're going to see the first slide we created. Now, to make things easy on us, what we're going to do is simply duplicate this slide and make adjustments. We're going to hit Duplicate. Here's a duplicated slide. Click on it. Now what we're going to want to do first is we're going to want to go to Ken Burns and turn that off. We're going to want to go back. We're going to want to go back to Source. Then you're going to want to go to Change Image and select the still frame image that we took from the video player of the file that we created. Now again, if you're on a Mac, that should be saved right to your desktop. Just to check, you can right click, go to Quick Look, and you can see this is it. Double click it. It's going to upload. Now if you want here, you can also change the title to something relevant. For this slide, you're going to want to change it to your second service, okay? So if we're doing a book website, that's going to be Sell Books, and then your state or county. Alt text, I'll just put Sell Books NCT, hit Insert. If you were a doctor, you would want to put the second service that you offered. If you were a dentist and you did root canals, you could put Root Canals, New Jersey, or Root Canals, Los Angeles. Next, what you're going to want to do is click on HTML5 video. You're going to want to click on Change Video under MPEG. And you're going to want to upload the file that we created in Handbrake. And that file for me was 01b.mp4. Double click it. Now you can do the same thing here if you want. Sell Books CT for the title. You don't have to change caption or description. Leave it blank. Hit Insert. Now you're going to want to scroll down, and you can see our text is the same as before. So we're going to want to change it. So I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to put, is your house starting to look like this? Question mark. I'm going to double click the next one and change this to, we buy used books in bulk, period. Hit the check mark. We're going to expand this out just a little bit so that it can fit the text better. So now what we're going to want to do is change where the button is linking to. So before, our first slide linked to our first service, which in our case was selling textbooks. For the second slide, we want to link it to the second service, which in this case is sell books. So we're going to want to click on this, go to actions, and we're just going to want to change the link URL. And I'm just going to change textbooks to books and leave everything else as is. Leave everything just like that. Okay. So that's that. Now this slide will work perfectly exactly as is, but let's change a couple more things. If we click on the text right here, let's change the animation on this. So click on the top text, scroll up, go to animation. We're going to change the first animation to short from left. So we can just click this right here, and we're going to change it to about 1500 milliseconds. If we scroll down, we can see what that looks like. So that's just going to slowly slide in from the left. Now click on the text below it. We're going to change that to short from right. And we'll change the speed to 1500 on this as well. And you can see what that looks like. For the button, I think the fade in looks good. So I'm going to leave it as fade in, but I am going to change the animation speed to 1500 as well. And that's it. All you have to do now is click on Save Slide, and that's all you have to do for your video slide. So for your third slide, you have an option of simply doing another image or doing another video slide, and you would follow the exact same steps by duplicating this slide and simply changing the needed information. So let's take a look at the slide we just created. So we're going to go to our website and we're going to refresh. And here's the first slide, of course. We'll let this do its thing. It's 9 seconds. Okay, looks good. It's going to change to the next one. And we could see everything looks exactly as we want it. And the video is coming in the background, looking great, looking professional. Goes back to the first slide now. That's because we haven't added a third one. And we are all set to move on to the next part of the tutorial. Okay, so by now we should have our slider all set. We should have at least 2 slides. So now we're going to move on. We're going to go down the page a bit. If you scroll down on your home page, you're going to see all the demo content from before. So the first thing we need to do is get rid of all that. You should see a bar up top right here, and you're going to want to click on Edit Page. Now what you want to do is simply scroll down, and right where you see this muffin group, muffin builder, and you see these X marks on the green separators here, you're going to want to click on those. So I'm going to hit delete, okay, delete, okay, and we're going to want to delete all of this. We're not even going to use the muffin builder. Delete, okay, and you can see it's all gone. Then you're going to want to scroll up, simply hit update. Good, so now we have a clean slate to work with. So you're going to want to click on front end editor, and it will bring you right to your home page just like this. And if it brings up a little tutorial, just hit finish. So scroll down a bit, and here we go. You have a blank page, start adding content or template. So this is great. So all you're going to want to do is hit add element, and the first thing we want to add is a row, right? So we're going to add a row. Let's again hit finish if that comes up, and let's add a text block. Okay, so we're going to click on text block, and just going to want to delete all this. And then you're going to want to click on this little button right here where it says toolbar toggle. Okay? And you're going to want to click this and change it to heading 2. You're going to want to put something that is the very first thing people see after the slider for your business. So something that catches people's eyes. And so we're going to put donate your books or sell them for cash today. Okay? So we're going to type donate your books or sell them for cash today, period. Hit enter. Now we're back to paragraph, which is fine. And we have just contact us via our form or call, and then put your phone number for an immediate response. Okay? So we're going to put just contact us via our form or call. We're going to put a fictional phone number here for an immediate response. Okay. So we're going to make a link out of our form because we want that to link to our contact page. It doesn't exist yet, but that's okay. We're going to link to it as if it did. You're going to want to click on this Insert Edit Link button and simply type /contact. Hit apply. Now you're going to want to select the phone number. Hit the link button again. Okay, so here you're going to want to put tel for telephone, colon, plus your country code, which is number 1, and then your phone number. So I'm going to put 860-252-2525, which is a fictional number. I'm going to click on apply. And that is going to, if someone is looking at this website on a phone and they click that link, it's going to open up their phone and put that number in for them to dial. Okay, so this is really great for people that are on their cell phones looking at the website. So now what we're going to want to do is select both these lines and click on this button right here, Align Center. So we want it centered. Okay, let's hit Save Changes, and we could see that here we go. This is what it looks like. Okay, so this is good. You're going to notice that the font color is a little different from our demo site, but that's okay. We're going to change that later. But what we will do is make this just a little bit bigger. So we're going to want to go from visual to text, so click on text. And this is just the code for what we just did. So you're going to want to put your mouse right here, right after that semicolon, and you're going to want to type in font dash size colon 38px semicolon line dash height colon 38px semicolon. Hit Save Changes. And that's just going to make the font size a little bigger. It's going to make it pop out just a little bit more. Now you can see this is a little bit small, but again, we're going to change that after, okay? We're going to change all the text settings and the global settings so we don't have to keep changing each individual thing. So this looks good. So the next thing you can see we need to do is create these 3 columns right here. So what we're going to want to do is click on the plus symbol, click on row, and now what we're going to want to do is click this little arrow, click on these 2 columns right here, and we're going to want to click on this layout right here that says 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3. Hit update. Now we have a nice row with 3 columns. Now we're going to want to hit the plus and add a image. So we're going to want to go to single image. Now again, this is one of the main services for your site. So the way we have this laid out is we have 3 of your main services right beneath the slider so people can see it. Bam, bam, bam. People don't have a million years to read everything on your site, so that's why you make everything really concise. People can see just the basic overview. What do these guys do? What do they offer? And just make it quick. So our first service is sell books or media for our demo. So we are going to want to click on image, click the plus. Now if you're following along with the demo, you're going to want to upload the file called cache textbook1.jpg. Now you don't have to change the title or alt text for this one. Hit set image. For image size, we're going to want to type medium. Okay, so image alignment, we're going to put center. Image style, we're going to put circle border. Border color gray is fine. On click action, we're going to put open custom link. Now we're just going to erase what's here. And this is for selling books. So remember that page was /sell-books-ct. Of course, this doesn't exist yet, but we're going to put it as if it does. Again, whatever business you have, you're going to want to put your first service here. Just remember what you put. Link target, same window, that's fine. And that all looks good. You're going to want to hit save changes. And that looks exactly like we want it. Next, hit this little yellow plus symbol. Go to text block. And now we're going to add some text here. So we're going to want to erase what's here. Change this to heading 2. I'm just going to put sell books or media. Hit enter. Now I'm back to paragraph. I just have some text I'm going to paste in here. You can absolutely use this as a template for your text if you're making a book website, but you're absolutely going to want to change this up. Change the wording, change some of the words, because otherwise Google will recognize it as duplicate content, and that's not good. Okay, so we're going to add a button. You're just going to put the text that I have right here, a left brace button, title equals learn more. Learn more should be the text no matter what service you use. Link equals, then we have a quote sign. We have /sell-books-ct because that's what we chose for our first service here. Remember, we want to keep it consistent. Okay, so that all looks good. So now all we have to do at this point is just align everything right in the center. So select everything, click on Align Center, hit Save Changes, hit Close, and you can see here we go. We have a button that links to our Sell Books page, which will soon exist. And that looks pretty good, okay? So now what we're going to do is going to create the same thing for the second column. So we duplicate this single image by mousing over and hitting that little button in the middle. We drag it over here. Hit duplicate on the text block as well. Drag it over here. And we are going to hit the little pencil icon on the image, and we are going to change this image to something else. Now this is going to be your second service image. If you're following with the tutorial, the image that you want to use is called hands3.jpg. So you're going to want to go to image, click on this, upload file, and go to hands3.jpg. Caption has some default text. I'm just going to erase this. Set image and scroll down. Oh, this is good. Image alignment. Open custom link. So this we're going to change, right? So this is our second service, okay? So our second service for the demo site is donate your books, right? So that we're going to change from sell to donate, just like that. Everything else is good. Going to hit save changes, and there we go. Now we just want to change the text here for our second service. I'm just going to put donate your books. I'm just going to paste in some text here from the demo site. And for the button, I'm going to change sell to donate again to make sure that links to the right place. Going to hit save changes, hit close, and that's done. Now I'm going to do the third one. Duplicate the image again, drag it over, duplicate the text block, drag it over, and here we go. Now we're just going to change the third image to our third service. Get rid of this image if you're following along with the tutorial. Third image that we use is called textbooks4.jpg. So just click on image, upload files, look for textbooks4.jpg, sell textbooks CT. Copy that, paste it in here, and put sell textbooks in CT. Just to change it, set image. Scroll down, and once again, all we're going to change is the link. We're going to put sell dash textbooks dash CT. Save changes. Close that. Just going to change the text here by going over the little pencil icon. I'm just going to change the header text here to college textbooks. And I'm just going to paste in a different blurb of text here. Okay, so that's fine. Now the button, of course, we're going to change the link to sell dash textbooks dash CT. So once again, this is your third service. If you do root canals, you would do front slash root canals dash NJ if you were in New Jersey, right? Hit save changes, hit close. Okay, good. So now everything should look like this. You should have your text up here, and you should have 3 columns with your 3 services. Now, one more thing that we have to do, we want to mouse over this text block right here. We want to hit edit. We want to go to design options. We want to put a little space up at the top. So basically, under margin, we're going to want to put 32 px. And that's just going to put a little bit of a gap right over the header right there. And then just hit save changes. Click on close. And then you'll see a little bit of a gap, okay? That's just going to space things out a bit. So then all you have to do, if you haven't done it already, you're going to want to update. Now we're going to move on to our contact form. The next section we can see is a donate form and some more information, okay? So what you're going to want to do here, if you're following along with the tutorial and you want to do a book website, you can copy everything I do here and simply use the form I've created. I found that pretty much no matter what business you do, there's usually some information you can request from a client. But I'm going to show you nonetheless how to make a custom contact form. So that's what we're going to get into next. So you're going to want to open a new tab. You can click this button up here. And you're going to want to type in the name of your website. So Onyx Book Recycling. And you're going to want to put a front slash WP-admin. Okay. It's going to open up your WordPress admin panel. And we're going to want to create our contact form by going to contact forms. And we see we already have 2 basic ones right here. Okay. If you only have one, that's fine. We're going to want to create a new one, right? So you're going to want to go to add new. Everything here we can get rid of except for the last line. Select everything, backspace it out. So the first thing we want to ask from people is their email address. What we're going to do is do a left caret symbol, P, right caret symbol, and that's just the paragraph tag. It's some basic HTML. And we're going to put your email in parentheses required because we need that from people. Left caret, BR, space, and a front slash, right caret. Make sure you type it just like that. Hit enter, and now we're going to want to enter the email form tag. So you're going to want to hit email right here, and we're going to make it required. Let's type something that makes a little more sense. We're going to type your dash email. Insert tag, and we're just going to close out the paragraph by doing a left caret, front slash, P, right caret, hit enter, start a new line. Now the second thing we want to ask from people is their phone number. So once again, P for paragraph, your phone number. And we're going to put optional but preferred. Okay, same thing here, BR, space front slash, and we're going to put tel for telephone. We're not going to put required field. We'll put your phone, insert tag, close out the paragraph, start on a new line. Now the next thing we're going to add is something specific to your business. So for us, we want to know if the person wants to sell or donate their books. So to do that, first we'll ask the question by opening a paragraph tag. Would you like to sell or donate? Question mark. Once again, BR/enter. Now for here, we're going to want to put a drop-down menu because we're going to have two choices. And this is going to be a required field. And we are going to call it sell or donate. Option sell or donate. The insert tag. We can see, put it right there. Close out the paragraph. Start a new line. The next thing we want to ask from people is what type of item they want to donate. So we're going to put, what do you have for sale or donation? Question mark. And here we're going to give multiple options, and we're going to do checkboxes so they can pick more than one thing. I'm going to erase this and call it which media. Once again, required field. And we're going to put books, CDs, DVDs, and if there's anything else that you'd like to take, you can put it here, Blu-rays, whatever you want. And I'm going to hit insert tag, close out the paragraph. The last thing I want to know is about how many items do they have for donation, okay? So I'm going to open the paragraph. Approximately how many books or media items do you have to sell or donate? Okay, and here we're going to put radio buttons so they can only pick one option, and we're going to give multiple options here. I'm going to call this num books. Okay, and now for options, we can put whatever we want here. Let's do 1 to 50, 51 to 200, 200 to 1,000, 1,000 to 10,000, 10,000 plus. Okay. And maybe I'll just change this to 50K. Maybe I'll just put a comma here, comma here, comma here, comma here, and insert tag. Close out the paragraph. Okay, we're going to want to hit save. So now we're going to want to hit mail. I like to put in my personal email here, jim@jimpickens.com. Okay, so from, we're going to want to put sell or donate request. And here you can just put, whatever you had here is fine. Okay, for here we're going to want to erase this. I'm going to want to put sell or donate of num books which media, right? So if someone wants to donate 1,000 books, then it's going to say donate of 1,000 books. That's going to be the subject that comes in. So these are basically just the things we set here. You could see sell or donate is what this is called, right? Which media is what they have for sale. And num books is how many items they have for donation. So we're just putting those here in brackets, and that's going to fill out whatever the customer or client put. Okay, so for additional headers, this is fine. Now for message body, I'm just going to erase this whole thing. Okay, so I'm just going to paste in some text here that I have prepared. So you're just going to want to type this out just like this. And pause the video here if you need to. Once you have all that typed out, you are going to want to scroll down a bit and click on this use mail. Okay, so your email is fine. Then you're going to want to go down to from, and should have the company name along with your email that you created, and that should be fine. The subject we're going to want to erase. You're going to want to put your sell or donate request. Okay, so even though we left this email right here in the from field, for the reply to, we're going to put our personal email address again. So I'm going to put jim@jimpickens.com. Message body, we're going to want to erase that. I'm just going to paste in some text here. You're going to want to type this out just like this. Thank you for your sell or donate request of Num Books, Which Media. We will be in touch soon. For an immediate response, you may call, then you're going to want to put your phone number right here. And then you are going to want to scroll down and hit save. Okay, now it should be saved as entitled. Let's backspace that out and type book form. Click on save, and you are done with your book contact form. Okay, so now we're going to move on with the creation of the front page, and we're going to test out that form we just made. Okay, so now we can finish with the rest of the page, and then we have our book form done, or whatever form you decide to create for your business. We're going to scroll down here and click on the plus symbol. Going to add a row, and we are going to expand that. Click on these two little lines there and click on right here. So it's 1/2 plus 1/2. Click update. We want to hit plus, and we're going to want to scroll down to fancy heading. I'm just going to put sell or donate form. For icon, I'm going to put icon-book. Now, if you want to see the list of icons that you can use here, follow the link right here, and that's going to open up the documentation for the theme. Once you're there, you're going to want to go to Shortcodes and Typography. Click on that. That'll bring you to this page. You're going to want to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you can see these are all the icons that you can use. Okay? We're going to use the one called icon-book, okay? And that you can see is right in this list right here. So that's what we're going to use. And we just scroll down for content. We're going to erase that. I'm going to put, tell us more about what you have. Style icon, that's fine. Hit save changes. Hit close. Okay, that's good. Now we're just going to change the styling a bit. So expand the row right here. Click on the pencil. Go to design options. Under background, we are going to pick white by scrolling all the way up. It should look just like that. And click on save. Click on close. So now it looks like this. Going to want to duplicate this fancy heading, so click on clone, drag it over here, click on the pencil to edit it. I'm just going to make this say more information. And for the icon here, I'm going to use one that looks like a piece of paper, and I'm going to put icon-doc-text-inv. And for content, I'm going to put what you should know. Hit save changes, hit close. It should look like this. We're going to change the colors up a little bit later, but for now that's fine. One more thing we want to do is go to row, hit the pencil. We're just going to put a little bit of a margin at the top, so space things out a bit. And we're going to put a 0 pixel margin at the bottom because we don't want any spacing for the next row. Hit save changes, hit close. And we're going to add a new row here. Once again, change the column layout to half and half, hit update, hit the plus sign, go to contact form 7, and you're going to want to pick book form, hit save, hit close. So here's the form we created. I'm going to change a few things later on with the styling, but for now this is good. Now for here, we're just going to add some text here. So I click the plus, go to text block, erase this, make sure this is clicked so you can see this. Drop this down, go to heading 3. I'm just going to paste some text in here. So this is what I put. The first line, I have heading 3, and I put what we're looking for. And you're going to want to hit enter and go down to a paragraph, and I put this text right here. So just simply change a few words here and there so it's not completely duplicated. Hit enter, go down, change to heading 3, what we pay. Hit enter, paragraph, put in the text right here. Again, if we need some time to put this in, simply pause the video. Another heading 3. Change everything to make sense for your business, of course. Save changes, hit close, and it should look just like this. Okay, so that's it for this row. Of course, we're going to change a few things later on, like the width of this form and some colors, but for now, this is fine. So now we're going to move on. We're going to make a new row. I'm going to add a text block. I'm going to get rid of this. Go to heading 2. Okay, I'm going to put, if you have 6 or more boxes of books, we can come to you, period. Okay, I'm just going to select that, click Align Center, hit Save. That looks good, but I do want it to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to click on the Text tab. I'm going to click right here after that semicolon. I'm going to put font dash size 38px semicolon space line dash height colon 38px semicolon. Hit save changes, and that just made it a little bit bigger. Go back to the visual tab. Okay, that's good. Hit return. Now we're back to paragraph, and I'm going to put just contact us via our form or call the phone number of the business. You schedule a pickup. Now we're going to want to make this a link. So select our form, click on insert link, put front slash contact for our contact page when we make it. Select your phone number, hit insert link, put tel colon +1 and your phone number. Apply. Select that. Click Align Center. Hit Save Changes. Hit Close. Now we're going to want to add a little separator in here. So you're going to want to click on Separator. Center alignment is good. Style border is good. Border width, we'll put 2 pixels. Now for the width, I like smaller separators, so I'm going to go to 10%. Hit Save Changes, and just put this nice little line right here. I think that looks really nice to separate everything. And the last thing we're going to do is just add a little bit of a gap by going to the Edit Row, Design Options, and we're going to put a 12 pixel margin up top here. Hit Save Changes. Hit close. Okay, and that's it for that row right here. We're going to add another one. Click on plus, put a row. Going to change this to 1/2 plus 1/2. Click update. So on the left, we're going to put an image. We're going to click on the plus sign, go to single image, and we are going to want to click on the plus sign right here. Now, if you're following the tutorial, the image that we use here is called one.jpg. Just going to select that, upload that. For title, you could put book, pickup, and then maybe your state or area. Alt text, book, pickup in CT. Set image. Image size, we're going to put full. Alignment left is good. Image style, we're going to put border. Border color, gray is good. On click action, we don't need an action here. And we're just going to click on save right here. And I'm going to click on close. Now right here we are going to add some text, so click on plus, add a text block, erase this. Now I'm just going to paste some text in here. So what you're going to want to do, up top, you're going to want to put free pickup and make sure that's set to heading 2, hit enter. And here's the text I put here. You have 6 more boxes of books, etc., etc. Once again, and for the phone number, put what your phone number is, select it, make sure you click insert link, and of course you're going to want to put TEL : +1, the area code and the phone number, and hit enter. Scrolling down, this is the text I have here. Remember just to change it up just here or there. Scrolling down, you're going to want to put a button at the end, so it's a left bracket, button, title. You're going to want to put contact us, link, and then you're going to want to put the /contact just like that. Make sure everything is typed out just like this with the quotes right where they are placed. Hit save changes. Okay, the last thing we want to do is just edit this row. Click on the pencil, go to design options, put a little bit of a margin up top, put 7 pixels, save it, hit close. And we're just going to add one more row at the bottom. Okay, and we are going to add a separator. Go to separator. Color's good, center's good, border, I'm going to change that to 2 pixels, change the width to 10, hit save changes, hit close. Now we're going to expand this for row, click on the pencil, go to design options, and we're going to put a little margin at the bottom so we have some spacing. Put 15 px, hit save changes, hit close, hit update. And the home page is done. Now we have a few more things we have to add, but first let's check out that contact form and make sure that works exactly as we expect it to. Now just a word of warning here and a note just in case you run into this issue. If you load your page and you notice that things are kind of out of place or not where you put them, I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. So here we have the front page we just created, and when I scroll down, I see that this is actually underneath this. Now this just happens to be a little bug in the editor. It happens every now and then. Okay, so what you want to do to fix this is just simply click on Edit with Visual Composer, and what it's going to do is going to reload the Visual Composer. It's going to show you. Now you can see here it shows it exactly as it showed us, right? So now all we got to do is simply drag this row back up to where it should be. Click on Update. Click on the X. I'll reload the page. We scroll down, and everything is where we expect it to be. Let's test out this donation and sell form, make sure this works exactly as we expect it to. So for your email, I'm going to put jim@jimpickens.com. You want to put the email that you use on the form, okay? Phone number, I'm going to put a bogus phone number. I'm going to put donate, DVDs, CDs, and books, and I'm going to put 200 to 1,000, okay? You're going to want to hit send. And what should happen, you should get a little box underneath. It should be green. It should say sent successfully. There you go. It says thank you for your message. It has been sent. And now what actually happens is the person that filled out the form gets an email from your website. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go check my email and see that everything came up as expected. I'm just going to refresh my page, and here we go. So in your email, you should see donate of 200 to 1,000 CDs and DVDs. Click on this. From Jim@JimPickens is the email we put. That's good. And it has a subject of what they're selling. It has their phone number. It has everything we need to follow up with that person and follow up on that lead. Okay? So now if you hit reply, you can see that their email is already right here, and you can simply reply. Okay, but for now I just want to show you this. Click back on here, and this is the email that the person gets. It says the name of your company, your sell or donate request, whatever they put. You click on this, and it's going to say thank you for your whatever request of whatever. We'll be in touch soon. For an immediate response, you may call and then phone number. So everything works as expected. Great. Now all we have to do is put the finishing touches on the home page. Okay, so now that we just confirmed that our form works, what we want to do is we want to make some final changes to the home page. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we want to change this text right here to be white. I don't really like it purple. Okay. If you want, you could change it to another color. You're going to see how we do that right now. Now, if you are currently in the Visual Composer, make sure you click the X to get out of it so that you're just on the home page. It should look just like this. Okay. So what you're going to want to do first, you should be in Firefox. You want to right click on this little icon right here, and you're going to want to go to Inspect Element. Okay. Now, if this box comes up on the bottom, you're going to want to hit this little button right here, and it's going to say Dock to Side of Browser Windows. Click that if it's not already on the side. All right. Now, if you mouse over this, this is what it's selected. You can see it selecting it right there. Okay. Now, we want to change that color to white. So you see where it says Element right here? If you click this and you typed color, white, it changes it to white. Now that's all well and good while we're looking at it, but that's not going to actually make the change so everyone else can see it. This is just for testing. Okay, so remember that. We want to actually make that change permanent. Okay, so this is what we do. If we right click this, we want to go to Copy Unique Selector. Okay, now open a new tab, type in your domain, /wp-admin to go to your admin panel. Go to Appearance, BE Theme Options. Go down to Custom CSS and JS and make sure CSS is selected. Go to the bottom and you want to paste. Okay, so that's Command V if you're on a Mac or Control V if you're on a PC. Okay, so right here, this is the icon that we just selected. All right, so you want to put a comma and a space. Now we're going to go back to the tab we were just at. Now I want to change this text right here to be white too. So we're going to right click this, inspect element. Now just to see what it would look like, we can click here under element and type color colon white, and it changes it to white. Okay, so again, we want to make this change permanent. So you right click this right here, copy unique selector, go back to the tab we were just at, paste, okay, and now that's a selector for that. There's one more thing we want to do here. We only want these changes to occur for this page, which is the home page. So to do that, we want to scroll up, and we could see right here under body class equals, it says page-id-8. So this page has an ID of 8. So right here, we're gonna copy that just like that, okay? So you don't have to actually click or do anything. Just gonna click over to the other tab, and we're gonna put it right before what we already put in. So dot page-id-8 space, okay? And it has the icon and a comma. Now the next one, this is the text, right? You dot page-id-8 space, okay? Make sure you space it out. And then you're going to skip to the end, put another space, and you put left brace, right? Hit enter. We're going to put color, colon, white, semicolon, enter. And then a right brace, I'm going to hit save changes. So we're saying that on page ID 8, which is the home page, that icon, as well as the text underneath it, we want to change the color to white. This is the most complicated thing that you're going to do in this entire tutorial. So if you don't quite get it, it's really not that big a deal. You can make 99% of changes without doing this, but this one we happen to have to do this, okay? So that's good. It's saved. Now we go back here. Now remember, this is just temporary, right? So if we uncheck this, right, this is just for display, right? That's why we wanted Firefox, because it's easier to do this. We're going to click the X. Now we refresh it, and we could see it's stuck. And the only reason it's stuck is because we put that information on this tab right here under CSS, okay? So that is the very first change that we want to do. Now, we also want to do 2 more changes, which we're going to go over right now. Okay, so now that we made that change, there's just a few more changes we have to make. So, one thing that I like to change, the text you could see is black, but the headers are purple. And though I like the links to be purple, I don't really want my headings to be purple. So I want to change the color of that. I also want to make the actual content text a little bit bigger. So to do those things, you're going to want to make sure you're still under Appearance, BE Theme Options, and you're going to want to go to Fonts, Size and Style. Now at the top you'll see General, and it'll say Content. So for font size, we want to change this from 13 to 16 and hit save changes. And now we want to change colors, so we go to colors, scroll down to headings, and we want to change from H1 all the way down to be black. So just click here, drag this to black, same with this, and with this, and just repeat that all the way down. Click on Save Changes. Now, hopefully you still have a tab open with your website. If you don't, open a new tab and open your website up and refresh the page. It should now look like this, okay? So we can see the text is a lot bigger, a lot more readable, and it's now black, okay? So now we only have a few more things left to change. Okay, so one more quick change that I'd like to make is this button right here for send. I'd like that to stretch throughout the whole width of the column. So I'm going to right click, go to inspect element, and you can see it's selected right here. So we're going to want to go right click, copy unique selector. Now we're going to want to go back to our tab that has our admin panel open, make sure we're under custom CSS, and we're going to want to go down to a blank line, hit paste, do a left brace, hit enter. We're going to type width, colon, 100% semicolon, hit enter again, and a right brace. Click Save Changes, go back to your other tab, X out of that, refresh the page, and boom, there we go. Looks exactly the way that I want it to look. Okay, so everything's looking really good. There's just a couple more things we want to change here. So if we scroll down on our page here, we could see that there's one thing that I do want to change. You can see this little book right here is purple. I want to make that black. So if we right click that, go to Inspect Element, it's going to select it right here. We want to right click, copy unique selector, go back to our tab with the admin panel open, make sure we're under Appearance, BE theme options, and custom CSS and JS CSS. And we want to make sure that we are at the bottom. We want to paste, put a left brace. We want to hit enter, type color, colon, black, semicolon, enter, right brace, hit save changes. Go back to our tab here, X out, refresh the page, and it looks exactly how we want it to now. Okay? So the last things that we have to do is we want to get rid of all this junk at the bottom right here. Okay? So all this stuff, we don't need this. These are called widgets. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is go up here, go to widgets, and where it says blog, this we're not that concerned about, but we'll get rid of this stuff too. So just drag this off. Don't want any of this. Drag that off. Okay, footer number 1, drag all of this off. We do not want or need any of this stuff. Footer 2, get rid of that. Footer 3, get rid of that. Footer 4, get rid of that. And that should be good. Okay, so there's nothing you have to save. Once you do that, it's automatically done. So if we simply go back to the page, we'll just right click here, visit site, open in a new tab, scroll down, and we could see all that junk is now gone. So we have our call to action here, but this is just a default one. We want to get rid of that and make it something that's relevant. So we want to go back up here, go to dashboard, go to appearance, go to BE theme options. We want to go to footer. Okay. And we're going to want to scroll down here. And this is right here what we were seeing, call to action. So all this junk right here. We want to take it from that little @ symbol and select all the way to that and symbol and just backspace that out. Okay. We also want to put our mouse right before that ending quote, right after the semicolon, and we're going to put color, colon, white, semicolon. So we want to make that color white for the text. Okay. And for our call to action, we're going to put got books. We may want to buy them. Call. Okay, now I'm going to put a little link here. So left caret symbol, A space href equals, quote, TEL for telephone, colon, plus country code, area code, and your phone number. Another quote, right caret symbol. Now we're going to actually just type out the phone number. Okay, so I'm just going to put left parenthesis 860-252-5252, which is our fictional phone number. Put another left caret here, /A to close out the tag. Put a space, and we're just going to put for an immediate response. Period. Okay, now if we push the right arrow key, we should see that span should be right after that, okay? Because we didn't touch that. So that looks good. And for copyright, you might not have anything here. So what you're going to want to do, to get that little copyright symbol, there is a little code you can type. I find the easiest way, open a new tab, go to google.com, type copyright symbol. Scroll down a little bit, and you see right here where it says Wikipedia, it says the copyright symbol. Just select that, right click, copy, and that's pretty easy. Go back to the tab, and assuming it's empty, we're just going to paste in that copyright symbol, 2016, or whatever year it happens to be, and the name of your company. So Onyx Book Recycling, scroll down, hit Save Changes, and we want to go open up the site again and see how that looks. So I'm going to go to a different tab and visit the site. And we want to scroll down. This all looks good. Everything's just the way we changed it. Keep going down, and there we go. Here's our call to action. If someone's on a cell phone and they tap on this link right here, it's going to open their phone. It's going to call your number. So there's only two things we have to change. The first thing is we need to change these links up here because they're not relevant. This was left over from the demo. Second thing we're going to have to do is add our logo. Okay? So once you get your logo, what we're going to want to do, and if you don't have it yet, that's fine. You can just follow along with me or just skip past this part a little bit. But we're going to want to go to Global, click on Logo, click Remove Upload, Remove Upload. And we're going to want to pick a logo file. Okay, so I'm just going to upload this image right here for my logo. And for the title, I'm going to put the name of the company. I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to paste the same thing for alt text, select file. For retina logo, I'm going to pick the same thing. Select file, and save changes. Now if we go back to our tab with the website and hit refresh, see our logo right there, and that's great. Now all we have to do is get rid of these links right here. Okay, so this is where we're going to set our 3 services, as well as an about page for about the company and a contact page. So we're going to want to go right here, go to menus, and we're going to want to delete everything here except for home. So about us, we're going to expand it, go to remove, our work, remove, the writers, remove, contact, we're going to make our own, remove, and we're going to go over here to custom links, and for URL, our about page, we're just going to put /about, link text, we're just going to type about, A, click add to menu. Okay, so that's going to be our about page. And then we're going to have a page for selling books. Okay, so that's our first service. So whatever service that you want to give, you're going to put right here. So our service is sell books. And I'm going to put my state, so it's a small state. Link text, we're going to put simply sell. Okay. Now, if you ever forgot what you put here, you can always just come back to this page and it will show you. Now, the next thing we're going to do for our service is going to be donate. So we're going to donate books-ct link text. Just going to put donate. That's a menu. And finally, we're going to have textbooks. Okay, so we're going to put /sell textbooks-ct link text textbooks, add to menu, and finally our contact page, we're going to put /contact link text contact, add to menu, hit save menu. So now all these links point to pages that will soon exist that we're going to create. Okay, So now we're just going to go back to another tab here. Going to go to visit site. Okay, so we just refresh the page and we could see we've got our logo here and we've got our 3 services, the contact page and about page. We scroll down, we see our home page with all the changes we made. Keep going down, we've got our call to action and our copyright. And we've even got this little symbol right here. So if someone's on a phone and they just want to jump back to the top, or even if they're on a PC, okay? So home page is done. If you've gotten this far, you should feel very good about yourself because this is as hard as it gets. So now we're going to move on to the next page, which is going to be our about page, which is just going to briefly go over our company. Okay, so there's one thing I do want to show you, and that's the short codes and different options that you get when you purchase the BE theme. So we've been using a lot of different things that BE theme incorporated into their theme to make your website just look a little bit better, okay? So if you open up a new tab, go to Google and just simply type in BE theme demo. You're going to want to go to the top result. You're going to want to go to Shortcodes and you're going to see 5 different sections here, okay? Now each one of these sections has different elements you can incorporate into your website. So if you see something on one of these pages that you like, you can simply add them in by using the Visual Composer the same way we have been. So you don't have to only use what we've used in this tutorial. You might see that you like a lot of different things here that we haven't incorporated. For example, if we go to boxes and infographics, we can see we have these little icon boxes here, right? So these look pretty cool. We've got flat boxes, those are cool. Hover boxes, photo, sliding boxes, all types of different stuff, zoom box. So these are all really cool things, and you have access to all this with BE theme. You even have these little counters down here, quick facts. See, we have these counters down here. We've got charts. You can add all these with basically the click of a few buttons using the Visual Composer. Okay, so now we're going to create our first subpage. So you're going to want to make sure you're in the WordPress admin panel. And you're going to want to go down to pages, all pages. Now you're going to want to click this right here to select everything. Make sure you uncheck home page, please. We just put a lot of work into that, okay? So make sure you have everything selected here except for home page. Go to bulk actions, go to move to trash, okay? Hit apply. All that should be left is just the home page. Now we're going to want to create our first subpage. Go to the left, go to add new under pages. And we're going to simply call this, first we're going to want to click finish here. And then the name of your company, so about Onyx Book. Recycling, hit publish. Now you're going to see that it automatically created the link for you. We're going to want to hit edit on that and just erase all that other stuff. And we're just going to keep about for the link. Hit OK. Hit publish. Okay, so now we're good to go on that, all right? Now we're going to click on front end editor. And we could see we have a problem with the spacing right here. And this is actually an issue with the theme itself. So we should probably fix this now. So what you're going to want to do is right click on this, go to inspect element. And if we scroll down right a little bit here, we could see the problem. The font size is 70 pixels, but the line height is only set to 25, okay? So we could see right here that this is the section that has the code that is messed up. So we just want to select that, right click, go to copy, open a new tab, okay? Remember, only have one tab open with your BE theme options on it. You're going to want to go to custom CSS, scroll to the bottom, hit paste, put line dash height colon 70 px semicolon, put an ending brace, save changes, and we're going to want to go back to our other tab, X out of that. Let's just hit update, see what happens here. Okay, so it's successfully updated. I'm just going to click the X and shut out of this, and we could see it is fixed. Okay, so that's good, but there is one issue that I don't really like. I don't like how this goes down to the next line. So what I'm actually going to do is go to edit page, and we're going to change this to, we're just going to put about us, simple and to the point. Hit update, and we are going to go back to front end editor. Okay, so now it says about us. Now it has this kind of ugly yellow background here, and we're going to address that in a bit. But for now, we'll start making the page. So we just want to go to add element, put a row, and we're going to want to set this to half and half. Hit update, X out of this, and for the left, we're just going to add a text block. Going to erase what's here, and I'm just going to paste a block of text in that I have prepared for this section, and you can use this as a template, but again, please modify it a bit for your company specifically. Okay, so I have some text pasted in here. Just have about Onyx Book Recycling, blah blah blah, was founded in fictional year by fictional person, blah blah blah. Scroll down. Now we see we have some bullet points right here, and this was created by simply clicking on this button for the bulleted list. So I'm going to leave the mouse here. You can kind of copy this if you want and just change it up a bit. Now if you just need the text here, you can just simply pause the video and copy the parts you want and just modify it. And then when you get down here, when you type that out, all you got to do, for instance, if I select this and I uncheck this, you can see it goes away, right? So you just type it out like normal, click on that, and it'll do this, right? So we hit save changes, and we could see that this is just a normal bulleted list right here, but let's make those check marks. So all we have to do, click on the text tab, scroll down, and where it says UL, put a space. We're going to put class equals quote list underscore check, another quote, hit save changes. So those dots before now became check marks. So we're going to hit close, and that's fine for the left column. Your about page doesn't have to be anything crazy. You just want to put a little bit about the company and things like that. For the next column, we're just going to want to hit the plus, and we're going to add a image gallery here. So we're going to put a little slider. So if you have a few images of your company or your workspace you want to put here, those would be a good thing to put in this spot. All these settings are fine. For images, there are a few images you're going to want to upload if you're following along with the tutorial. So the demo uses 3 images. First one is this one called Book Co. The next one is this one underneath it with a book stash and then a bunch of numbers. So we're going to select both of those. And the last one is called Shakespeare and Company Bookshop. Now again, these are all public images that are available for reuse, so these are all fine to use if you want to. Though I do seriously recommend using something custom here. So all your images are going to be uploaded here. Now this is just our about page, so I'm not all that concerned about setting the title in alt text, but you could if you want to. You want to click on add images. And now for image size, we're going to want to type full, because we want them to be the full size of the column. And we're just going to hit close, and that looks pretty good. So now you can see we have a slider here. It kind of scrolls through the images. And if you actually click on it, you can see it opens up this nice little light show right here. And then you could scroll through it like this. You can maximize, and it's just really cool. And we have all these things built in, still compact and easily like this because of BE theme, right? So hopefully now you're really seeing the reason why we just spend just a little bit of money to really make our lives super easier when we're creating the website, because doing this with all HTML and CSS and JavaScript would be a nightmare. So this is the fastest way for sure. So this all looks good. So now actually what I have in the demo site is I have a little parallax section that comes up next. So that's what we're going to go through right now. Okay, so now we're just going to add the background section right underneath this. So we're going to add a new row. And we're going to click this little arrow and the little pencil icon. Going to stretch the row, so go to stretch row, scroll down, parallax, we're going to set to simple, image. Now you're going to want to upload an image here. A good size for an image background would be maybe 1500 pixels by 600 pixels. If you're following with the demo, the image that we're going to want to use is called Modern Warehouse 1.jpg. So select that, and you're going to see image filter at the top right. We're going to drop that down and pick darken. Hit set image. Now just scroll down, set the parallax speed to 3, and hit save changes. Okay. Now we're going to add something to this row, so we're going to click this little plus mark, or it might be hard to see. I'm going to add a text block. I have some text prepared for here, so I'm just going to paste that in. Our mission is to keep books and media out of landfills. I give them back into the hands of people who can use them. Okay, so it's just some generic text here. And we're going to change this to heading 2. Going to center it. I'm going to make it italic. And we're going to make the color white. So you're going to want to go to the text tab. Put your mouse right here after that semicolon. Type color, colon, white, semicolon. Save changes. And you could see right behind this, it popped up. I'm just going to add a little bit of padding here. So go to design options, padding, 25px, 25px on the top and bottom. I'm just going to put 25 pixels of padding on the top and bottom just to space it out a bit. This looks like it's off center, but it's actually not. This is just because we're looking at it in the Visual Composer. So if we hit update, it'll say successfully updated. Click the X, scroll down, we have our slider here, scroll down some more, and here we go. Here is our parallax background. So when we scroll slowly, we can see the background actually moves. This is just a cool little effect to just make your website stand out that much more. I am going to go over real quick how to make an Our Team section in case you have employees or you want to put yourself there to kind of show your picture and tell a little bit about you. So if you want to do that, stick around. If you want to skip to the next page, which is our Sell Books page, simply click here and just go fast forward a little bit in the video and you'll jump to that. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit here. We're going to go to Edit with Visual Composer. It's going to load. We're going to scroll down. We're going to add a row. You can see how fast we get with this. It's really quite simple when you get the hang of it. Fancy heading. Title, we'll put our team. Icon, we'll put icon dash book. Content, we'll put a little bit about us. Save changes. Close. Okay. Now we'll hit this little plus right here, the little yellow one. We'll add a little bit of a separator, so we'll put Gray's good, center's good. 1 pixel, 100% length, that's all okay. Just leave it like that. Click that little yellow plus again, and you want to go down to our team list. Okay, click on that. Photo, you want to pick a photo of yourself or one of your employees. I have a picture already set for this. This is from the demo itself. So you're going to want to upload, it's called ourteam4.jpg. So upload that, set image, title, Jason Rice, subtitle, warehouse supervisor, fake phone number. Of course, if you want to put your phone number, you can put your real one. But this is just a demo, so content, we'll put my name is Jason Rice, and I work for a book recycling company. Block quote, this is going to be like a saying or just something you want people to know about them. So I'll put, you can't win if you don't play. Explanation. Email, we'll put Jason Rice at honestbookrecycling.com. Facebook, if you have a Facebook and Twitter and all that for people, you can put it here. If you just want the icon to show up, but you don't want to actually link to Facebook, you can just put a pound symbol. So I'll just put that for these, hit save changes, and here we go. We've got Jason Rice, warehouse supervisor, a little bit of text about him, a little saying. And if you had the links here, you know, these would go out, okay? So if you have another team member, remember all you have to do is click the little clone button, and then you could simply adjust it from there, okay? So I'm just gonna delete this for now though. And, you know, that should be good. I'll expand this row a bit since this is the last one. I'll click edit row. Design options. We'll put a little bit of a margin at the bottom. We'll put 32 pixels. Save changes. We're going to hit update. Should say successful. Open a new tab and take a look at this. We're going to click on about. This exists now, right? We just created it. Scroll down. And it looks pretty good. That 32 pixel margin was just right. And we've got our team. If you don't have a team, just delete all that. Put something else if you want. Take a look at the BE theme shortcodes, and you can put whatever you like, okay? Okay, so now there's just one last thing that we want to do here. We're going to change the background of the subheader right here. And we're also going to change the color of this subheader. Because right now it's purple, which looks okay on the yellow, but once we put the white background, I don't really like how it looks. So to change the background here, we're going to go into our BE theme options. So go to your other tab. You're going to want to go to Appearance, BE theme options. You're going to want to go to header and subheader. Click on subheader. Go to background, image, click browse. And the image that we use is called paper-05. So just go to upload files if you haven't already uploaded it. Select file, paper-05. Double click that. Select file. And we are going to save changes. So let's refresh the page and see how that looks. So that looks pretty good. Well, let's say we want to change that purple text right here. So if we right click this, go to inspect element, click right here, and we could see down here what we changed before. Remember the line height was off, and that's why it was overlapping. So this is subheader title. So we actually changed something here before. So if we click down here, and remember this is just for visual purposes only, type color, black, it turns black. So we know this is the correct thing to change. So what we're going to do is X out of here, and just to prove that that was only visual, we want to hit the refresh button. Now it's back to purple. Go back to our BE theme options tab. We're going to scroll down, go to custom CSS and JS. Make sure you're on CSS. So you should see, if we scroll down, subheader.title. This is where we set the line height. So just start a new line, and we're going to put color, colon, black, semicolon. Hit save changes. Go back to our About Us tab. Refresh the page. And now it's exactly how we want it. Okay, so next we're going to create our next subpage, which is going to be our first service, which for us is going to be sell books. So what we're going to do is go to Onyx Book Recycling up here, or whatever the name of your business is, for the dashboard. You're going to go to pages, you're going to go to add new. Now for the title, we're going to put sell books in CT, publish, and you can see it set our link right here. We're going to change it, edit, I'm going to get rid of that word in because that's completely not needed. Get rid of that extra hyphen, hit OK, hit update, and that looks the way we want it. So now we're going to want to click on front end editor. Okay, and now if we mouse over the sell link right here, you can actually see at the bottom it shows sell-books-ct, which is exactly what we set when we set our menu. Okay, so first thing we want to do is add element. We're going to want to add a row. Our first thing we're going to add is a fancy heading. So we're going to hit the plus, scroll down to fancy heading. We're going to put sell used books and media, and content. I'm going to put here some of the things we buy. Style, we're going to put arrows. Hit save changes, hit close, and just put this little heading right here. I'm going to add another row, so put the plus down here. Row. Put the plus in the middle. We are going to add a icon box for title, used books. For content, I'm going to put we buy all types of books but prefer nonfiction titles. Condition does affect value. So this is a good number of words or kind of length to put here that will fit within the section we're going to make. For image, we're going to click the plus sign, and we are going to use the image called books1.png. So just upload that. This you could change to sell books CT, sell books in CT if you wanted to. Click set image. Icon position we want to put left. Okay. We don't want this to link anywhere, so we're going to leave all that blank. Click on Save Changes. Okay, so this is good, but we're going to want to make 3 columns. So we're going to want to expand this here with that little arrow. Once it's expanded, we're going to want to click on the 2 columns here. We're going to want to click on this right here for thirds. Click Update. Click the X, and now we have 3. So let's duplicate this by clicking the little button in the middle here for clone. We're going to drag this over here, duplicate that, mouse over here, drag that over here. We're going to change that in a minute. But first, we're going to change the style of this a little bit. Let's make the background here white. So we're going to change the column by going to the little pencil. Go to Design Options. Background, we're going to click Select Color. I'm going to drag this up to white. And border style, we're going to put a border. We're going to do solid. Border color, we're going to pick a light gray here. Okay, so you see the color, it has a little code. And it's pound ED, ED, ED. Okay, so we're going to remember that. And border, we're going to put 2 pixels on each side. So you just do 2px, hit tab. 2px, hit tab, 2px. px. That should do it. Hit save changes. And there we go. That looks good. Hit close. Now our next column, we're going to want to hit pencil. Design options once again. Background, going to make it white, so drag it up there. Border color, remember we had set pound ed. Click off, it'll set it. Border style solid. And we're going to do a 2 pixel border, 2px, tab 2px, tab 2px. And we're going to put a little margin between this so that they're not so close together. So we're going to put 8px. Hit save changes. Hit close. Move on to the next column. Hit the pencil. Go to design options. Set the background color to white. Border style solid. Border color pound ed. I'll go over to border 2px, tab 2px, tab 2px, tab 2px. Now we have our border set. We're going to want to put a left margin this time of 15 pixels. Just put 15 px. Hit save changes. Hit close, and we can see this is all spaced out. Looks good the way we want it. So now we just got to change the picture and the text of these two. So just go over the pencil here, and we're going to change this one to college textbooks. And we're going to change the text to, we pay top dollar for recent college textbooks. Condition does affect value. Get rid of this image. And the image we're going to upload is called hatclip3.png. Just upload that. Set image. Save changes. Drag this out of the way. That looks good. Close, and we're going to edit the last icon box. And this we're just going to put CDs for title. And for content, going to erase this. So we're going to put this line right here. We're interested in every genre of music type. We do not buy bootleg copies. Scroll down, get rid of the books. I'm going to add an image called cdclip.png. Paste that image. Save changes, hit close, and there we go. That's the first part of the page. So we're going to hit update. Okay, so now I'm going to add the next section. Just going to click the plus button. I'm going to add a row. All right. And we're going to change this layout here to this one right here, 2/3 plus 1/3. Click on update, X out. I'm going to make the background white, so we're going to click the pencil for the row. We're going to give it a margin of 32 pixels, so put 32px, hit save changes. And we're also going to give it a background color of white, so just drag this up here. Save changes, hit close, and we are going to add a text block. I'm going to erase what's here. I'm just going to paste this text in right here. So the top line is a heading 2, and the next text is all paragraph. So if you want, you can pause the video and copy this down and just change it up a bit. Or of course, if this is your own personal business, then just simply write something about the first thing you want people to know. We want to hit save changes, hit close. And we're going to add a little bit of padding here because you can see it's a little too close to the edges. So we're going to edit the row again. Go to design options, and this time we're going to add 20 pixels of padding on the left and the right. Hit save changes, hit close. That looks a little bit better. Now we're going to add a button. So click this little yellow plus and go to button. And for text, I'm going to put sell my books, because I'm going to make this button jump down to our sell book form. And for URL link, Click that. For URL, type pound. I'm going to put cell form. Hit set link. For style, we're going to put gradient. For color 1, we're going to want to put violet. And for color 2, we're going to want to put purple. Shape rounded is fine. Size normal. And that all else looks good. Hit save changes. Hit close. And on this side, we're going to hit the plus. And we are going to add an image gallery. Flex slider fade, we're going to leave it at that. Auto rotate, we'll leave at 3 seconds. And images, we are going to pick books 2, 3, and 4, or specifically books 02, 03, and 04.jpg. So just upload those. When it's done, just click on add images. For image size, we want to put full, so we want them full size, and click on save changes. Click on close, and that's that for that section. So the next section, we're going to want to add a row. Click on the plus, add row. Click edit row. We're going to put 65 pixel margin at the top. Hit save changes. Background color, we're going to set to black. Drag that down. Hit save changes. Hit close. I'm going to click the plus here and add a fancy heading. And for title, we're going to put sell books form. Icon, we're going to use icon-book. For content, we're going to put sell your books. Style, we're going to leave an icon, save changes, hit close. Now, of course, we could see we can't see the text here because it is black on black. So what we can do, if you simply kind of mouse over this fancy heading, this is about where the icon is. So just right click here, go to inspect element, and it should pop up on the side, and you can kind of see right here where it's highlighted, that's where the icon is. So we're just going to right click that and do copy unique selector. Click on this little gear right here. I'm going to right click paste. Put a left brace, hit enter, put color, white. Should already have the semicolon there. Click save changes. Move this out of the way, and you can see that is now white. So that's good. So we're going to close out of this for now. Now we're going to select the actual fancy heading. So we're going to kind of select right underneath the screen part, right click, inspect element. You can see it has this selected, the title. I'm going to right click this H2 class part and go to copy unique selector. Open the gear again. And we're going to put our cursor at book, put a comma, a space. We're going to paste. Hit save changes. If we move this out of the way, we can see that that is now also white. So we're going to hit close. And now all we just did was the same type of settings we changed on the home page, but we just set them specifically for this page within the visual editor itself. So now we're just going to close out of this right here. We are going to add another row. So click on plus, go to row, and we are going to click on this plus in here, go to contact form 7. We're going to use the same book form we have on the home page, so make sure you select book form, save changes, hit close, and it looks okay, but you can see the difference is this is full width, but this is staying kind of half width. So we're going to want to fix that. What we're going to do is we're going to right click like right here, like right above this text box right here. I'm going to go to inspect element. And we're going to see that selects this. We're going to mouse up a bit until we see this. Form class equals WPCF7-form. Click on that, and let's see if this does what we want. So we're going to go to element, and we're going to type width, 100%. That looks great, right? That's exactly how we want it to look. So we're going to mouse back here. I'm going to uncheck this because once again, this is just a visual change. Mouse here, right click, copy unique selector. I'm going to X out of this. Go to a new tab or a tab where you have your control panel open. So I'm just going to open one right now because I shut mine. And I'm going to go to Appearance, PE Theme Options. Make sure you're going to Custom CSS. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Hit Save Changes, and this is going to make the form 100% width on all pages now, which is exactly what we want. Go back to the tab with the Visual Composer. We're just going to hit Update, and you should see it say Successfully Updated. We're going to tab over to another tab, and if you're not already here, you're going to want to go to Cell, click on that. And it should bring up your page. Scroll down. Here's our form, and you can see it is 100% in width. If you like, you could leave the page like this, but I'm going to add a frequently asked questions section right below this form right here. Okay, so now we're going to add our frequently asked questions section. So go back to our other tab with the Visual Composer. Click the plus. We're going to add a row. And we're going to add some text first. So go to text block, and we're going to put frequently asked questions, FAQ. Change this to heading 2. Save changes. Close. Then we're going to click the yellow plus. We're going to actually click on accordion. So click on that. And we're going to expand this part right here. Click the pencil icon. Style classic is fine. Shape we're going to change to round. Color we're going to switch to black. And scroll down a bit. Spacing none. Gap we're going to put 25 pixels. And we are going to save. Close, and I'm going to expand this section part, hit the pencil icon, give this a second because everything's going to collapse, and for title we'll put how much do you pay, question mark, save changes, close, and you can actually add whatever you wish here. We're going to simply add a text block. I'm going to delete this text right here. I'm going to put some text that looks like this. Okay. Now I'm going to click on close, and I'm going to move on to our next section here. I'm going to hit the pencil mark, and we're going to call this how does it work. Save changes, close. I'm going to click this to expand it. Click the plus, add a text block. I'm going to put some text in here that looks like this. If you're using the same text, please change it up. It's for your own benefit, not mine, as this is simply a demo site. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to hit close, and we're going to go to this section right here, and we're going to clone the section. Okay, so now we have another section. We're going to edit it. We're going to call this what are you looking for? Save, close. We're going to edit this text block. remove what we had because that was duplicate. And I'm going to put some text in here that looks like this. Here's the top paragraph. And here's the bottom paragraph. I'm going to hit Save Changes, close. I'm going to clone this section. And this will be our final section for now. But if you think of more frequently asked questions, you can just clone and just simply put your own question and answer in there. So I'm going to click the pencil, edit this question, and I'm going to put, is there anything you do not buy? Save changes, close, edit the text box, get rid of all this from before, and this is the text I'm going to put here. Save changes, close, and we are going to hit update. It should say successful. We are going to click on the yellow plus at the very bottom. We're going to go to separator, and all the default settings actually are just fine. We're going to hit save, close. Now you're going to see that it put our separator within the accordion, so we're actually going to want to drag that down outside of it. Okay, we're going to want to clone that, and the clone we're going to want to drag up above that frequently asked questions section. Hit update once again, wait for it to say successful, and then we're just going to tab over, refresh this page, and now we have a little separator separating both sections, and it just looks a little bit more organized. And that's it for the sell page. So now we're just going to move on to our donate page for our second service. So on to our donate page. So what we're going to want to do is go up here where it says new and go to page. And we're just going to type donate books in CT or whatever your state is. Hit publish. And we're going to hit edit here. And we're going to get rid of the word in. And backspace that hyphen. Click OK. Update one more time. Okay, now we're going to go to the front end editor. Going to add element. Going to click on row. And we're going to add a fancy heading. Title, we're going to put donate used books and media. And for content, we'll put things we take for donation. Style, I'm going to put arrows and hit save changes. Okay, so now we're just going to add a text box. We're just going to go to this yellow plus and click on text block, and I'm just going to put the following text in right here. So here's the first paragraph. You can see we have these brackets with drop cap in here, and I'm just going to show you what that is. When you put drop cap surrounding a letter, it will put this cool little effect in your paragraph right there. So here's the first paragraph. Here's the second paragraph. And here's the last paragraph. Now for these two sections right here where you put your phone number and your email, you're going to want to select it. Okay. And you're going to want to click insert link. And you're going to want to put TEL : plus country code, area code, phone number. Okay. And for your email, after you type out your email, you select it, put insert link, and you're going to put mail to : and then you're going to put the same email that you typed out. Okay, hit apply, and that's that. Click save changes, hit close. Okay, so we're going to add a frequently asked questions section here for our donation section. So we're going to click the plus, add a row, and we're going to click the plus here, and we're going to add a separator. All the default settings are fine. Save changes, and click the yellow plus, click the text box, and once again, erase this. Change paragraph to heading 2. Frequently asked questions. Parenthesis, FAQ. Save. Hit close. Yellow plus. We're going to add an accordion. Going to expand this. Hit the pencil. We're going to change shape to round. Color to black. Gap to 25 pixels, hit save changes, and we're going to change section 1, of course, to a question that we want to answer. So I'm going to put how does it work, question mark, save changes, going to hit the plus here, add a text block, erase what's here. And this is the text that I decided to put here. Here's the first paragraph. Here is the second paragraph. And here's the third paragraph. Save changes, close. Now we're going to edit the second section. And we're going to put what about condition. Save changes. Expand it, click the plus, click the text block, erase all this, and this is the text that I put here. Hit save changes, hit close. We're going to duplicate this section, and we're going to go to this last one, hit the pencil. And we're going to put who do you donate to, question mark, hit save changes, hit close, and for the text block, we're going to hit edit, we're going to get rid of what was there before, and this is just the text that I put in right here, so it's just a simple paragraph, and just type out a bunch of places that you are going to donate to, or whatever you want to put here. Once you have them typed out, to make it bulleted like this, you're just going to want to select it all and click on this button right here for bulleted list and hit save changes. You can see that I have little check marks instead, and to do that, you're going to want to go to the text column, and yours is going to look like this with just UL. So you're going to want space, put class equals quote list underscore check. Another quote, save changes, and that's what makes them check marks. Hit close, and that's good for our frequently asked questions section. And we're going to want to add a separator. So we're going to click the plus at the very bottom here. Click on separator, and the default settings are fine. Hit save changes, close. And that's good for this section. Now the next section is just going to be our book donation form, which is the same thing as our book sell form. So I'm going to click the plus, add row, and expand this row part right here, pencil, design options. We're going to change the background to black. Save changes, close. I'm going to hit the plus here and add a fancy heading. I'm going to put book donation form icon. We're going to do icon dash book content. We're going to just put donate your books. Save changes. And we have the same issue because we're not going to be able to see the icon. So what we're going to do here, similar to the last page, we're going to simply right click right here, inspect element, and it should bring this up right here. want to right click, go to copy unique selector, hit this gear, right click, paste, put a left brace, hit enter, color, white, save changes, okay, hit close, mouse right under that fancy heading part, go to inspect, and you can see it's H2 class equals title, mouse over that, right click, copy unique selector, click on the gear one more time, put the cursor at book, put a comma, a space, and paste in what you just copied, hit save changes, and you are good to go, hit close, I'm going to close out this part right here, okay, and we're just going to add our contact form now, so we're just going to add a new row. So add row, and in our row we're going to add a contact form 7 and make sure you have book form selected. Save changes, click on close, and then simply click on update. Once you see the green block up here, successfully updated, go to another tab, go to visit site, open up your website, go to donate, and just check everything out, make sure everything works, your accordion looks good, all the questions here, scroll down, here's our book donation form, everything seems good, here's our call to action, and we are done with our second page, the donate page. All we have left is our textbook page and our contact page with a couple little tweaks, and we're all done. Okay, so for our textbook page, the first thing we're going to want to do is set up our textbook form. So the first thing we want to do is go to our dashboard. We're going to go to Media, Add New, and you're going to want to upload an image I have in my image pack called ISBN. Okay, so you're going to go to Select Files, and it's ISBN.jpg. So you're going to upload that. When it's done, you should click the Edit button, open a new window, and you're going to want to select where it says File URL. You're going to select from the start and go all the way to the right. We're going to just pick just this part right here, right click, and you're going to go to Copy. Okay? And this image is going to make it easy for people to discover where their ISBN is so they could tell you, so you could look it up to determine how much to pay them for the textbooks. Okay? So you're going to want to go to Contact, go to Add New. Okay, and for title, we're going to put Textbook Form, hit Save. Alright, so it already has your name, that's okay, we can ask for a name. Your email, we need the email. Subject, we don't need a subject, we're going to erase this. And as far as your message goes, we're going to leave the text area, but we're going to use that to get the ISBNs, okay? So instead of your message, we're just going to erase this. We're going to put, please enter the ISBNs of each textbook you are looking to sell, period, and we will get back to you with a price. If you have too many to list, simply enter the number of textbooks you would like to sell, period. Okay? We're going to want to put our cursor here right before where it says text area, and we're going to want to hit enter to put a new line. Put our cursor up on that new line, and we're going to want to put a left caret img space src equals quote, and we're going to paste what we copied from before, another quote, right caret, and that is going to link the ISBN image that shows them where to find the ISBN. So once you have that there, you're going to want to put left caret br space front slash right caret. And you're going to go down to where it says text area your message, and you are going to want to put another left caret, BR space front slash right caret, and that should do it for this part. So now we have our ISBN text box. So the only thing we're really missing right now is a telephone number, and that's probably something we should get. So let's go back up here and hit enter one more time. I'm going to put left caret P, right caret, your phone number. I'm going to put a left parentheses. I'm going to put optional but preferred. Right parenthesis, left caret BR space front slash right caret, enter. We're going to click on this tell button and tell -6. I'm going to put your dash phone. Insert tag, left caret front slash P, right caret, hit save. And that's it for this screen. Now we're going to go over to the mail section. For the to field, you're going to want to put your personal email address I like to put here. So I'm just going to put Jim at jimpickens.com, and from, you could leave your dash name, that's fine, and the email it puts here, you can leave that. For subject, you're going to want to erase this, put textbook sell requests. The additional headers is set fine. Go down to message body. The top line is okay, and we're going to want to erase this and put textbook sell requests. We're going to want to get rid of the rest of this. Now you're going to want to put a left bracket, your dash name wants to sell textbooks. Their phone number is your dash phone. Here are the ISBNs that were given. Now remember, this is the email that goes to you. Now we're going to want to put your dash message. Now we're just going to want to scroll down and click use mail to. For to, your email is fine. From Onyx Book Recycling, that's all fine. Subject, we're going to want to get rid of this and put your textbook sell requests. For reply to, you're going to want to put your personal email. So erase whatever's there and put personal email. And from the message body, we're going to get rid of all this. We're going to put thank you for your textbook sell requests. We will be in touch soon. For an immediate response, you may call and your phone number. Period. And scroll down, click on save. And that's it for the textbook sell form. Okay, so now that our form is done, we're going to want to create our textbook page. So we're just going to go up top to new. We're going to go to page. I'm going to put sell textbooks and then your state or county. Publish. Okay, now it's going to have our link right here, which is actually fine because we didn't put the word in this time. So we're going to want to click on front end editor. We're going to add element. Go to row. Going to expand this. Click on the columns and we're going to make it thirds. Hit update. Put the X. And we're going to want it to plus. Text block. Erase all this. Go to heading 2, type regular textbook. Save, clone that, drag it over here, click on edit, erase this, and put international edition. Save, close, clone, drag it over, click on the pencil, erase that, type teachers edition. Hit save changes, hit close, go to the yellow plus, and we're going to add a zoom box. Click on zoom box, click the plus for the image, and the image we use here is called book1.png. Click on open, title, you could put sell textbooks NCT, sell textbooks CT, set image. For content image, we're going to click plus, and the file we use here is called check.png. So we're just going to upload that, click set image, give that a second. For content, we're going to put regular student edition textbooks. Click on save changes. And now we have a box where if we mouse over it, we get this. So now we're going to click on the yellow plus, go to text block, and I'm going to put this text right here. And I'm going to double click not and click bold because I want that emphasized. Click save changes. And we're going to clone the zoom box. Drag that here, clone the text, drag that here, edit the zoom box. I'm going to get rid of this image, and we're going to upload another file, and this one should be international.png. Click on set image. For content image, click the X, click on the plus, upload files, and we're going to want to pick redx.png. Set image, and we're going to put international edition. Save changes, and close. Edit the text box underneath. I'm going to erase all that. We're going to put this text right here. Once you have that entered, click on Save Changes, hit Close. We're going to clone the zoom box, drag it here underneath Teacher's Edition, clone this text box down here, and drag it right there. Now we're going to edit the final zoom box, get rid of this picture, click on the plus. And the file we want here is called teachers.png. Hit set image. For the content image, we can leave the X. For content, we're going to erase what's there, and we're going to type teachers edition. Hit save changes, hit close. Now we want to change the text in the last column under Teachers Edition. The text should read the following. Instructors or Teachers Edition textbooks are created for the professors of the course teaching the subject as opposed to the students. We do not purchase these textbooks. Now if you mouse over this, you can see the red X. Same with the International Edition. But the regular textbooks have a check mark, because these are, of course, the only textbooks that we really want to sell on Amazon, right? So this is good. Okay, so this is all good. This is the first row, and it gets right to the point with a little bit of visual emphasis. So now we're going to add one more row. Go to the plus, add element, click on row. Click on the plus in here. And we're going to go to fancy heading. We're going to put sell textbooks form, icon dash book. And for content, enter the needed information below. Save changes. Okay. We're just going to edit the row a bit. I'm going to click the pencil, design options, background, I'm going to set to black, save changes, and of course we have the same issue we had before. So we're going to do the same fix, simply mouse over right here till your cursor changes, right click, inspect element, and we're just going to want to go right here, right click, copy unique selector, click on the gear, paste, put a left brace, hit enter, put color, :white, save changes, hit close, that looks good. Now mouse right underneath where it says fancy heading, go to inspect element, and you're going to want to select right here where it says h2 class equals title, right click, copy unique selector, go back to the gear, put your mouse right after book, put a comma, a space, and paste, hit save changes, hit close, hit the X to the top right, and that section is done. Now we're going to add one more row, click add element, go to row, going to click on the plus, click on contact form 7, and this time we're going to select textbook form. So click that, click on save changes, and click on close. Now we can see we have our textbook form. So now we just want to hit update, click on the X. Now we can see it load our textbook page. We're going to scroll down. Here's our sell textbooks form. Okay, now this all looks good. The only thing is maybe we could use a little bit more of a space between these two sections right here. So we're just going to go back into the Visual Composer, click Edit with Visual Composer. And what we'll do is we're going to create a row right here at the bottom. Click on the row. Okay, just drag this, mouse up, put it right here. Okay, I'm going to click on this plus symbol, go to separator, and we're going to want to scroll down to element width, and we're going to put 10%. Hit save changes, hit close. Okay, so we have our little separator here, and that's good. But maybe we could also use a little bit more spacing at the top. So we'll go to this row, expand this, click on edit row, go to design options, and maybe we'll put 15 px for 15 pixels at the top. Okay, so we're just going to click on update, click on the X. Let's take a look. So we've got everything spaced out. We've got our separator, our sell textbooks form, our image showing people where to find the ISBNs, where they can enter them, and finally our call to action at the bottom. Okay, so now all that's left to do is to test the form. Okay, so we just have to test the form. So we're just going to scroll down to our form. For name, we'll put Jimmy. Email, Jim@JimPickens. You're going to want to put your personal email here, remember, just to test this. Phone number, put a fake phone number, and let's put some bogus ISBNs. Okay, click on send. You'll see this little symbol right here. That should complete in a second, and you'll see a success. Thank you for your message. It has been sent. So now if you just go to your personal email, okay, so what we can see here, we see a message from Jimmy. Textbook sell request. Click on this, and we can see we got a message right here that Jimmy wants to sell textbooks. We have their phone number, and we have the ISBNs that they gave us. So we have their phone number, we have their email, we have their name, and we have the books they want to sell us. There's nothing more we need to follow up on this lead. So all we have to check now is that our email to them went out properly, because remember, when the customer puts their information in, we also send them an email as a confirmation. So because we entered our personal email address, we should also get the confirmation. So we should see here your textbook sell request. If we click on this, it should say, thank you for your textbook sell request. We will be in touch soon. For immediate response, you may call, and then the company phone number. So everything works great. All we have left is the contact page. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our contact page. We've just finished up our 3 services pages. The last one for the demo site was sell textbooks. So what we're going to do is go up to new and go to page. We're going to type contact us and hit publish. We want to hit edit, and we're going to backspace us and the hyphen, hit OK, click on update. Once that's done, we're going to click on front end editor. Okay, once we're here, what we want to do is add an element. We're going to go to row. And we are going to expand this, click on the pencil. Row stretch, we're going to put stretch row and content. Save changes. And we're going to add a map. So hit the plus, and we're going to go to map. Okay, so it's going to ask you for latitude and longitude. So this is where you'll put your business location. If you don't have a business location, you can leave the map out entirely, or you could just put your home address if you want. So if you were to put your home address, what you're going to want to do is open a new tab, go to a website called latlong.net, and you're going to want to type in your address. So I'm just going to put New Haven, Connecticut. Click on find. It's going to give me a lat and longe. So I'm going to copy this latitude. I'm going to go back to the Visual Composer tab here. I'm going to change lat to this number. Click back over, copy the longitude. Paste that in. Zoom is the depth that you want it zoomed in on. Height, we're going to change it to 400. Type, we're going to leave map. All this stuff is fine. Click Save Changes. And you should have your map. Okay, next we're going to want to add another row. Go to row. I'm going to click on Change Layout. I'm going to set this to thirds. Click on Update. Click on the X. And on the first column, we're going to add a list. So scroll down till you see list. We're going to change the icon. We're going to change the icon to mail dash line. Title will leave blank. Erase content. Okay, so you're just going to want to enter this text here. We're going to want to put big, then our email address, close the big tag, H4, and we want to put the AHREF, equals, we have mail to, colon, and then your email address. Here you're going to want to put your business email, okay? So I like to use info at the company name, right, or the domain name. So for me, it's info at onyxbookrecycling.com. Even though this email might not exist yet, we're going to create that at the end of the video. So simply put info at, and then put your business email, and then just type out just the email right after that, and close the A tag. I'm going to clone this, drag it over here. I'm going to click on the pencil. I'm going to change the icon to phone. Erase what's in content. I'm going to put this text right here. Our phone number. Okay, with the big tag. And then close it. Then an H4 tag. And then you're going to put the AHREF, the tel, colon, +1 for your country code, area code, phone number. Another quote, close out the caret, and then just type the phone number normally at this point. Close out the A, close out the H4, click on Save Changes. Now we're just going to clone this, drag this over here, click on Edit, erase phone, and we're going to put clock, erase what's here in content, and we're going to put big R hours, close out big, H4, and you're going to put your hours and the days that you want to take phone calls and set appointments with people. So I just put Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then you close out the H4, hit Save Changes, hit Close. Now we're just going to add another row. And we're just going to put a separator. Change element width to 10%. Save changes. Close. Create a new row. And we're going to go to change layout. This row, we're going to type it out manually. We're going to erase this. And we are going to put 1/3 plus 2/3. Click on Update. X out. We're going to add a text block. Erase this. And this is the text that I put here. First one is just contact us. It's a heading 3. And I put this right here. If you have any questions, please send us a message by filling out the form or giving us a call. Then I put in a separate line our profiles in social media. And underneath here, we have icons. Now, if you have social media accounts, this is where you want to put them. If you don't have social media accounts, you can choose to still put them here. The only thing you want to do is where it says link equals, instead of typing out this whole link, you just put a pound symbol, just like that. Okay, that's if you want to show the buttons, but you don't actually have a Facebook yet. However, you could also just simply leave this part out, but it does look good with the buttons. So you're going to want to type it out just like this: a left bracket, icon underscore bar, icon equals. Okay, we're going to put icon dash Facebook. Link equals, you're going to put your Facebook, link to your Facebook page right here. Then you're going to put target equals, quote, and then underscore blank, and that just makes it open in a new tab. Size equals small, that's just showing our icon, making the icon a small size. And social equals Facebook, okay? Now for the next one, we do Google+. When you start this next icon, you don't want to hit enter, okay? So if I backspace this, it actually backspaces the last bracket, right? So there's no space here, there's no gap. So right after we close that bracket, we start a left bracket for the next one. It's very important. If you don't do that, all the icons are going to be spaced out with line feeds in between them, okay? You're going to have them all spaced out if you don't do it that way, okay? So if you have a Google Plus, you can put this one right here. If you don't, you can skip it and move on to the next. Next one we have here is for Twitter. And the text is right here. And here you can clearly see how there's no space. It just starts right into the next icon. And the final one is LinkedIn. Those are the 4 most important social media profiles. But I would actually say to definitely have a Facebook, and it's probably good to have a LinkedIn too. If you're only going to pick 2. Click on Save Changes, hit Close. Now we're going to click on Edit Column. Go to Design Options. We're going to do a border of 1 pixel all around. So do 1px tab and type it all in here. Set a color of dark gray like this, a little darker. Click off. Border style solid. And we're going to do a margin. We're going to do a margin of 32 pixels. We're going to set a background image here. So just click on this. And the file that I use here is called opening hours.png. Set image. Click on Save Changes. And there we go. Now just hit close. Now we're going to add a contact form. Click on the plus. Contact form 7. And we're going to pick contact form here. Click on Save Changes. And we're going to go in here and just make sure all this is set correctly, because it probably isn't. Because remember, this is one of the default contact forms that came with the theme. So for right now, we're going to set this, but we're going to go in and fix all the values after. Okay, so that's good. One final thing. We're going to go over here to row, click on the pencil, go to Design Options. I'm going to put a margin of 30 pixels at the bottom. Save Changes. Click on Update. And here we go. Now we're going to click on the X. Okay, looks pretty good. The only issue I really have with this is this gap right here. So let's get rid of that. Okay, so right click in this gap right here and click on Inspect Element. Okay. We can see right here, this purple highlight is actually padding. And that is what is causing that gap here. So if we scroll down here, we could see it says content with a pound. We could tell that's for this because it says ID equals content. And you can see padding top 30 pixels, right? But we don't really want that there because it doesn't look good for this page. But we do want that padding there for other pages. If we uncheck this, we could see that's how we want it, right? But this is just visual. So to make the actual change, what we'll do is we'll click this back. We're going to right click this right here and go to Copy Unique Selector. We're going to click on the X, click on Edit with Visual Composer, and we're going to click on the gear. Go to Paste. Put a left brace, hit enter, type padding -top: 0 px, hit Save Changes, close, update, click on the X, and it's exactly the way we want it to be. So now we can scroll down. Here's our location that we set. Here's our information. We've got our email, our telephone number, and our hours. And we also have our contact form right here at the bottom. Okay, so let's check this contact form and make sure it's going to the right place. So we're going to go up here, dashboard. We're going to go to contact forms. Click on edit under contact form. And here we could see all the settings. Got the subject, your name. So all this is fine. We want to click on where it says mail, and this is where we want to change things. So for 2, right here, you're going to want to put your personal or business address. It's up to you. I'm just going to put my personal. And then, now remember, you can put your personal here because we're going to set it up so that when we go to actually send an email back to customers, we can put that it comes from your business email. So it doesn't matter whether it goes to your business email or your personal, because it's going to look like it comes back from your business email regardless. So I'm going to put my personal email here where it says from. You're just going to want to put, you can leave the your name, and you're just going to want to put, erase this and put Wordpress at, and put your domain name. Put WordPress at onyxbookrecycling.com. Subject, you can leave that. This, you can leave that. Message body. This is all fine, but you're going to want to erase this part at the bottom where it says BE copywriter and all that. Just backspace that out. That's all fine. And then simply click on save. Okay, so you can see that it says this contact form has a configuration error. So what it's telling us is that this field needs to have some more text, because if the person leaves out the subject, then the subject will be blank. So we can just put subject colon space and then just leave this. Okay. Leave everything else the same as we put it. Click on save, and we can see everything is fine. Okay. So if you really wanted to, you could test the contact form, but it should work absolutely fine. So we'll just go to visit site, click on contact. That's all great, and pretty much now all we have to do is go through the website and make sure that everything is responsive. So all that means is we're just going to check the website and just make sure that everything looks good if it was on a phone or on an iPad or something like that, and this will take very short amount of time. Okay, so what we're going to want to do to check the responsiveness of the site is simply click on the home page if you're not already here, and make sure that your window is not fully maximized. You're going to want to be able to resize it by going like this, okay? So if we do it full screen, we can see that everything pretty much looks as expected. So let's just shrink and see if everything still looks the way we want it. Okay, so that collapses into a menu like this, which is fine. And if we keep going, we can see this stretches out a little bit, okay? And we're going to want to fix that. So there's something that we can do for that. Go all the way in, and now it gets back to normal, but because of that stretching, I don't really like how that looks. So there is a quick little fix for that. There's actually one more bug that they aren't fixing. If you extend the screen back out to full size again, and we refresh the page while we're halfway down, so I'm just going to refresh, and then we scroll back to the top. You see how this icon's in here and it shrunk? That looks good, right? That's how it should look. If we scroll up, it remains small like this, okay? And that shouldn't happen, but for whatever reason, they aren't fixing it. So just a couple lines of code, we're going to fix both of those things. So what you're going to want to do is open up a new tab and make sure you go to Appearance, BE Theme Options, okay, and Custom CSS, right? And we'll go to the bottom, and you're going to want to put this text right here, okay? So I'm just going to do a little zoom in on this. I'm just going to want to type this out exactly like this. You're going to want to hit Save Changes. Okay, when that's done, let's go back to our other tab. First thing, let's check this little bug right here with the small logo. So scroll down halfway, refresh the page. Once it loads back up, you could see right here, okay, so that was like it was before. But when we scroll up, now it's full size again. So great, that's fixed. So the second issue, let's resize it again. So go to the right and let's drag it in. Okay. Remember before, at this point, this logo was stretched. Now we could see its normal size. Keep stretching, and it is back to normal. So those two issues are fixed, which is awesome, because usually this is a big pain and there's a lot of stuff you have to do. But luckily this was all set for us because we purchased a premium theme and everything looks good right out of the box. So everything is exactly the way we want it. Now we're just going to move on to creating your business email and setting up your Gmail account so that you can receive and send email from your business email. Alright guys, right now I'm going to show you how to set up your Gmail account to not only receive emails to your new business email account, which would be the info@yourdomain.com. Not only can you receive emails from that address from your Gmail account, but you can also send out emails as if you're sending it from your business address right from using your own personal Gmail account. This is super convenient, and it just works really great. And it's just so you have everything in one place, your business, your personal, and it works really well. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to log into your account management panel. So that's just inmotionhosting.com, where you enter your login and password, your AMP login. Then you're going to go down the cPanel. Once that opens up, you're going to go to email accounts. Okay, so I'm just going to type info. Okay, and it automatically has that. Password, I'm just going to I'll put my password. Ideally, you want the password to be in the green. Use capitals, use symbols, use numbers. For mailbox quota, I just set it to unlimited. And then you just want to hit create account. First thing we have to do, we want to hit more. We're going to go to configure email client. We want to scroll down, and this is where it gives you all the information for your account. So you can see the username is this right here. So what you want to do is go to your Gmail account, and you want to go to this little settings thing and go down to settings. Then you want to click on accounts and import, and right here you can see all the email addresses that I'm using. So now you're going to want to hit add another email address you own. Put your name. For email address, you're going to put what we just created. And then we want to hit next step. For SMTP server, you want to go back to your other tab here, and it tells you right here, we want the secure settings in this box. So it says outgoing server is this right here. You just want to copy it and go into here. And then the password, or sorry, the port rather is 465. So we're going to just select that. Now username is just going to be this whole email right here. Copy it, paste it in. And the password, if it does that and there's like that space there, just make sure you backspace that out. So password, just put the password you saved before when we created the account. Leave this at secured. Hit add account, and this is going to go through it. So now it's going to say it wants you to click on the verification email. So just go back to your email and click on inbox, and you should see the email right here at the top. You just want to click on that, grab the confirmation code and copy it, go back to the other tab, paste it in, hit verify. Everything at this point should be good. So you want to go back to the settings now, and let's just confirm everything looks good. Account and import. And we can see right here, it's right here, see? And if you want, you can make it default. So if you want all your emails to go out with this address, like when you're sending emails, because now look, if I hit compose and I go to ASDF is whatever, just a fake email here, And if I want to send it as, this new email, look, all I have to do is go down right here. And now it looks like it comes from the company name. That looks a lot better than sending out emails coming from your Gmail address that anybody can make. So you always want to do that if you can. And of course, if you can, you always want to, you can create like a signature in your Gmail where you can have like, your name. Then you can have, CEO, Pickens Universe LLC. Just, whatever your company name is. You could have your phone number. Just something, right? Just put something there, right? And it's just for image. This is all for image, guys. It sucks that this stuff matters, but it does. Let's face it. We live in the real world, so this stuff makes a difference. So just, do it. It'll help you. It's what's been getting me a lot of leads. It's been getting me a lot of money. Now all we have to do is forward all the emails that come to your business email to your personal Gmail account. That's the only thing left we have to do. So go back to the cPanel tab, and we want to go up to Home. And then we want to go to, under Mail, we want to go to Forwarders. So you just click on Add Forwarder, and then you want to put address to forward, put info, because that's what we just did. And forward to email address, you just want to put, your Gmail address. And, all the advanced stuff you don't have to worry about. So you want to click on forward to email address. You don't want to put this discard. We want to have this checked, okay? Click on Add Forwarder. And now it should say all email that is sent to your business email will forward to, and then it's your personal Gmail. So now everything is good to go. Now if you want, you can test it. Don't send an email to yourself, because that doesn't always work with Gmail. Gmail filters stuff. Have somebody else send you an email and have them send it to your business account, and that email will forward to your personal email account, and that's all there is to it. Once we have the website made, the technique that I've been using to get a lot of leads has been using the Craigslist plus website combo. And basically what that means is you put up an ad in either the services section or the wanted by dealer section, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for leads, like you're a doctor or you're a construction worker or a dentist or anything like that, then you would put your ad in the services section under service offered. Otherwise, if you were looking for things, like if you were looking for wholesale products, or if you were looking for used video games, used books, anything that you were looking for in a local area, then you would pick wanted by dealer. So basically, all you gotta do is go to your town, and then let's say that we want to look for, used books, let's say. So you go to wanted by dealer, you would hit continue, and then I would just put in my information here. I'll just put in some fake info. Posting title, I'm just gonna put we buy used books. Price, I leave blank. Postal code. So this, I just put something very simple, like we buy used books in bulk. We pay around $1 to $2 per book, depending on subject matter, condition, and other factors. If you have recent college textbooks, we will pay top dollar. I literally leave it as simple as that. I don't make it long. I don't make it drawn out. And then I put, this is where it's different from where other people might do things. I put, if you have any books for sale, please contact us via our website at www. and you put your domain here. And obviously on the website you have a form where people can contact you and put in whatever information you're looking for. You just can also contact me by phone or text. It's up to you. I usually don't put by phone. I usually put by text, and I will put a phone number. I usually use Google Voice. So Google Voice, you can sign up for a free account and use that phone number for all your Craigslist stuff, so you don't get a lot of spam and stuff like that. And then once you weed people out, people that are serious, and you can give them your real phone number. That's what I tend to do. And I mean, it's literally as simple as that. I don't use an image. I don't use anything like that. I keep it simple and straight to the point, and I renew it every 2 days. Every 48 hours, you can renew your Craigslist ad. So we would just scroll down. We'd hit continue. I don't do. I just put do not show on maps. Images. I don't use images. I hit done with images. Literally, this simple little ad gets me leads all throughout the week. You just gotta make sure you always are updating your ad. I mean, really, it's that simple. So then you just hit publish, and your ad's live. Every 2 days, you can renew it, and it's been working really great for me. I've tried it both ways. I tried it with the website. I tried it without the website. The website brings me in a lot better leads every time. You look more professional. You look like you're a real company. So that's how I do it. The Craigslist plus website combo works great for me. Try it out. I'm sure it'll work great for you.